Woodward Sports, let's go! Woodward Sports, let's go! Woodward Sports, let's go!
Woodward Sports Network, let's go!
It's Thursday, so let's go! Welcome to the Morning Woodward Show right here on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. To my right,
my name is Corey. Hey, just real quick, there's no E in my name. It's my middle initial.
Oh, okay.
Everybody's been killing me lately.
Corey with an E?
That's because that's your Instagram, Corey E. Woods.
Yeah, Corey E.
And to my left,
My name is Joey.
with an E.
No E at the end of my name.
And then in producer booth, we got Adham. And then over there in the sound booth today, we have Mr. Fish. So let's get right into it, guys. I mean, the biggest story of today for all of Michigan versus Michigan State. It's finally here. We talked about it last week. We've been building up to it, and thank goodness the guys on both squads decided to make it interesting for us, because 2 weeks ago, this was not even going to be a fun conversation that we were going to have today. It was pretty much just said and done what was going on with Michigan. They were dominating the field. They were the runaway pretty much number one team in the country, because if they had Gonzaga's schedule, they'd be the number one team in the country. And then Michigan State was just falling flat on their face. We were discussing if Izzo was done, if they were ever going to make it back to the tournament. It was panic time, overreaction time for them. And here we are. This game is actually meaningful in a lot of ways, because obviously yesterday we spent a lot of time talking about Michigan getting their ass beat by Illinois and Michigan State on the come up right now. And now this game actually means something tonight. So go on and give a shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now. Let us know who you're rooting for tonight. Go green or go blue. I want to see that lighten up the chat right now. But guys, how you feeling about tonight? Because obviously I'm excited about the game. Anytime we got a rivalry game like this, Joey and I talk about it even with our high schools, you don't know what's going to happen.
Doesn't matter how high you're ranked. That little number 2 before Michigan that you see right now doesn't mean anything. Michigan State not even being ranked doesn't mean anything, because you look at these recent games and the matchups that Michigan and Michigan State had, and we always talk about how Michigan just got their ass beat by Illinois, but Michigan State somehow beat them by 9 points.
Right.
So these numbers don't mean anything, but Michigan is going to win tonight.
You think Michigan, you're calling your shot early in this
Michigan's
conversation.
Gonna win tonight.
Okay.
Michigan. Listen, I was so wrong last time by saying that Michigan was going to whoop Illinois' ass, that this time it's like you can't be wrong 2 times in a row with Coach Juwan Howard. You can't. Maybe with Beeline, but not Coach Juwan Howard.
Well, Michigan is favored by 12 points. The over-under on this game is 140. I think it's going to go way over that. Michigan's averaging like 77 points a game. And, you know, rivalry games, they're going to go at each other, man. That's exactly what they're going to do. Fun fact that I found, and I put it in our prep, who holds the record between these two for most wins? Because you think, I'm just talking strictly basketball. What do you think the all-time record is between these two squads?
Oof. I'm going to say Michigan State by like 10 games in the record.
I'd probably say Michigan State by like about 15, 20.
Wrong! You're both wrong. Michigan leads the series
Wow.
by 9 games, 94-85.
And that's with those victories being vacated, because like about 113 of Michigan's victories were vacated through that scandal era.
I didn't even honestly think about that when I was factoring this in, because Adam and I were talking about it yesterday, and I would have guessed a million times out of a million that Michigan State has dominated this rivalry. The largest victory was in 2000, 114-63.
Damn.
Michigan State beat them.
And today's March 4th, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's the exact day that they won that game. March 4th, that's what that score. So that's the last time they played on this exact day.
I don't even want to know how the hell you know that. I'm going to just take that fact in and let it sink in. That's all I'm going to do.
But honestly, if you look at the numbers and you dive real deep into them, Michigan went on like a 12-game winning streak from 1921 to 1926, and that's what's really put them ahead. You take out the 20s, and State's got the rivalry, but those numbers be numbers, man, and Michigan holds the favorite so far in this matchup.
I mean, and also too, I want to say this though. In March matchups, Michigan in the past, let's say 2 decades, if you include the Big Ten tournament, Michigan State is 6-3 in those March matchups between the two. So I don't know. That might be something that could, play into effect tonight.
Yeah, so obviously there's a lot of things we're going to be looking for tonight. I kind of wanted to highlight some players or get your guys' feedback on who you're looking forward to seeing tonight. Joey, who do you think is going to be the X factor for Michigan or Michigan State tonight?
I think that Aaron Henry, Franz Wagner is going to be the big two today for both teams. And for Franz Wagner, just the way that he's been playing recently and the momentum he's been bringing for this team, I feel like him and Juwan Howard got this relationship with each other to where it's like they got that respect to where it's like, listen, you know what I want, I know what you want, and we're going to go out there and do it. So that's one player that I'm really, really looking forward to see tonight is our boy Wagner.
Wagner, yeah, he's kind of the glue to their team. He does it pretty much all for Michigan. Looking at the stats, you brought up two guys that I also have in my notes. Aaron Henry, 15.4 points a game, 5.6 rebounds, and 3.6 assists. He's pretty much Michigan State's Mr. Do-Everything. And then you talk about Wagner, 12.8 points, 6.4 rebounds, and 2.9 assists. So they're kind of mirror players in each other a little bit, and that is going to be a fun matchup to watch tonight. Aaron Henry has to have a big game for Michigan State to have a chance, I believe.
And the thing about Aaron Henry is with this rivalry especially, like, you got to come out and play. He's been balling out so well this entire season, but with this rivalry, this is just stats don't matter. Numbers don't matter. Like, it is just everyone going to be going balls to the wall tonight.
Aaron Henry does have to come out and play well for Michigan State, but out of both teams, the guy I'm looking at this game is Isaiah Livers. He's a senior. These are going to be his last couple of games in this Michigan State rivalry. I think he's going to go out with a bang. If you take away the Illinois game, he's played pretty well against their last couple of ranked opponents. Against Iowa, he had 16 and 6, and on against Ohio State, he had 12 and 4 on 44% shooting. So I think Livers is going to be a real X factor coming into today's game because, again, might be his last time. This is going to be his last time out here playing these guys. So I think he's going to try to make his stamp on that rivalry and go out with a bang.
Yeah, and that's what I just feel that Michigan has more weapons because when I was going through my notes about players that I need to watch tonight, literally, Aaron Henry is the only one I got for Michigan State. Like, he's the only guy that stood out to me where this guy needs to perform well. For Michigan, you mentioned Wagner, you mentioned Livers, and also you got to throw in Dickinson.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I feel like, honestly, he's kind of struggled the past couple of games, especially the last game against Coburn, or as Joey likes to call him, Cockburn.
Can't let that cock burn.
Yeah, Cockburn. He struggled against him. He's been in foul trouble early. Even when he was against Iowa and Garza, he got into some foul trouble early. So I want to see him stay out of foul trouble and play the whole damn game because, like, the last two big games I've turned it on, dude's been on the bench early with fouls.
And especially when you talk about the Garza game with Iowa, like, that's one player that you can't even touch him. You can't even look at him and you're going to get called for a foul. So I'll let him slide on that game. But last one, there's no excuses. I mean, a player like him, especially these last couple of days, he has been all the talk for Michigan basketball, and then you put your team in such a horrible position when you're in this foul trouble, so you cannot do that, especially not against your rival tonight.
But if he can play like he did against Ohio State, which is what I'm going to predict tonight, he's going to play like that. That Ohio State game, he had 22 and 9. He imposed his will on them. If he can play like that tonight, I don't think Michigan State has a chance.
Well, if Michigan just feels like they did against Illinois, that they're just going to come out and roll these guys, we've seen that they can get pounded, and hopefully that last loss sparked them, but it could also go the other way with them and kind of force them into a spiral where they don't know how to get out of it and they don't know how to recover from getting their ass beat by Illinois. Because if Michigan State, I think, even splits these next two games, State clearly has a mental advantage going in to the tournament.
And that's the one thing you do not want to do. You do not want to give a team like Michigan State any more confidence. When they go in there with that momentum, it could get pretty ugly for not just Michigan, but for everybody.
Yeah, Adam, I know you've been keeping a close eye on both these teams. You ready for tonight's game, man? And what do you think's going to happen?
Oh, I'm super excited for tonight's game, but a little nervous. I think the refs actually are going to play a big part in this game.
Really?
Foul trouble is going to be an issue. You're talking in-state rivals. This is a huge game for Michigan State. They can't lose this game. this is the game to win. You don't want to play Michigan tonight, lose badly, and then show up on the weekend and try to win. I don't know. The key factor for me is going to be foul trouble in the refs. Are they going to let the guys, or the kids actually, are they going to let the kids play? Are they going to let them be physical? If that's the case, kind of favors Michigan. We'll see with Dickinson, but
you know, Michigan State is a
man,
physical team. That's what they're built on.
Their back is completely against the wall. They're cornered. This is ride or die time. They're not taking this game for granted. Michigan just showed against Illinois they're very beatable. Play hard, hand check them, put them under pressure, full court press. They couldn't score in the first half, so Michigan State can do it. And I'll get to that later.
Oh, is that part of your picks coming up at 8:50?
It is.
Oh, nice. I'm interested to see
Me
who
too.
Adam's throwing his money on tonight, because that's usually a good indication.
It is. Do you think, though, that home court's going to have any role in this game? Because Michigan is home tonight, and then Sunday Michigan State got the home court.
Interesting you mentioned that, because I haven't read everything about it, so I'm going to preface my comments by saying that. But Michigan's having a virtual maze out tonight.
A virtual maze out.
A virtual maze out.
What, are they going to have those TV screens with everybody
I'm
wearing their
guessing
maze?
so.
What does that mean? A virtual maze out?
I guess they're gonna have like we'll do some more research on it, but they're gonna have like a, you know how they have like, you know, the team, they have the whiteout or green or whatever.
no.
They're gonna do it virtually. I don't know how that's gonna go over, but
Is it going to be like in the bubble where they just put a big screen and like have all the fake fans sitting there like virtually? That's what you're thinking?
I'm thinking so. I'm about to pull it up right now.
That's such a strange. That's been such a strange like adjustment to COVID, is those virtual fans. Because I wonder if you're logged in, is the game experiences any different than watching it on TV, or is it just much worse because you only get your seat angle on a computer?
It's just got to be the weirdest thing. I mean, wait until my dumbass of the day today, because there is a team out there that is trying something new with their fans at games. You know how you have dance cams and things like that?
Yeah.
Just wait until you see the newest COVID thing later on in my dumbass of the day today.
So a couple other things Michigan State has going for it is only over the past 6 games, only one team has shot over 30% from 3 against them. So Michigan State is guarding that 3-point line very well right now, and obviously that team was Maryland. Michigan State has won 4 of 5, and they're fighting to keep their legacy. I guess not legacy, but their streak alive. Do you know how many years they've been in the NCAA tournament?
Straight? I'm going to guess probably 20 plus.
23.
Wow.
Yeah, they're closing in on that Red Wings number of playoff appearances.
I mean, when you think about it, though, is it really that hard to make the tournament?
Consistently for 23 years? Yeah.
I
I mean, anything is hard to do for 23 years.
I know, but we're talking about an elite program like them. That's like saying Alabama football, you know? It's like that program shouldn't ever fall, and football is way harder to get into the playoffs, the bracket.
Right, there's only 4 teams.
Yeah, than basketball.
Well, fun fact about Tom Izzo and that 23-year stretch is 23 of his 24 recruiting classes have all made a Final Four appearance.
Yeah.
That is
streak broke,
amazing.
what, a couple years ago?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not really a streak. It's just an accumulation over time.
He had a streak of if you played there 4 years, if you stayed 4 years, every person that stayed 4 years made it to a Final Four. And I think that streak broke a couple years ago. But that's an amazing streak, and it speaks volumes to what Izzo is and what he's done with that program. I always think it's funny because I talk about it and everybody else mentions it too. Like, when is it going to be phased out of the old coaching era? And Izzo just keeps proving it over and over again that you don't need to fade out this old coaching era.
I just want to bring up something. I got some comments with some statistics on Michigan that we do need to know about for tonight. So, 2 scenarios. Scenario 1, and this was provided by U of M's communications department. Michigan will clinch the Big Ten, not the tournament championship, but Michigan will clinch the Big Ten title tonight with either a victory here tonight or on Sunday. U of M can win the title outright if it finishes both the conference. They'll win the title outright if they win both, finishing the conference with 15-2 or going 1-1 against the Spartans to finish the season 14-3.
Yeah, they just need one more win to lock it up.
Yeah. Now here's the second scenario. If U of M loses both games against Michigan State and Illinois loses its last game against Ohio State, Michigan would still win the title outright, as Illinois would finish the season 15-5 in the conference.
Okay. So, I mean, they're playing with house money.
Yeah.
Essentially, and that's what Adam was talking about the Illinois game not being a big deal because it really didn't have implications on where you wind up. But to me, it's a big deal because now we see you got smacked by 30 points, and now everybody's questioning you, questioning your heart, questioning, can this happen again? Now you're playing your rival, and it's like there's extra pressure on you to bounce back from a huge loss. Like, as much as it didn't mean anything in the standings, it means something when you lose a game like that. If it would have been an overtime game or something close, then it's like, okay, they're competing. But to lose a game like that just shows that they're susceptible to lose on any given night now, and it can scare you.
Yeah, that's...
Oh, you're good. Adam, you want to talk?
Yeah. Thanks, Corey. So what is super interesting tonight, and I'm not going to get too much into detail on why, but right now Vegas has Michigan State 12-point underdogs for tonight's game. 12 points. So Michigan is favored to win by 12 or more points. That is a big number. Michigan, they're not a bad team. They lost to the number 4 team, Iowa. They got smacked over. Okay, it's their second loss of the season. Now is not the panic button. If they lose tonight and they have a poor performance on Sunday, we can have that discussion of what's going on with Michigan. They're falling. It's a train wreck. What's going on? But I think we're a bit ahead of yourself, Stick.
You always say that, though, but like I said yesterday, I was ahead of myself when I was concerned that they were going to fall flat to Illinois, and how did that being ahead of myself work out? They fell flat against Illinois, and here we are.
Losing one game doesn't define their whole season when it's a regular season game. That they lost to a very good team, clearly, number 4 ranked Illinois. I mean, if they were to lose to an Indiana or slip up to a Nebraska, that's concerning. But I don't know. I don't see it the same way you do, man. I'm not on the same page.
See, the reason I see it like a loss to Nebraska and I see it like a loss to a lesser team is because of how they lost. Like I said, if this would have been an overtime game or if this would have been a competitive ball game, but it turns into a 30-point beatdown, that just shows that your team is willing to quit when they're down, that they're not going to fight for it, because I was fully expecting, they're down by 20. I almost went to in-game betting on that and was like, there's no way they're going to finish this game down by 20. And I'm glad I didn't, because at one point they ballooned it to 30. And then I wish I would have said, okay, they're not going to lose by 30 and taken that in-game bet. But either way, you can't lose a game like that and not bring up these concerns about desire, about heart, about how you're going to rebound, about now you're taking on your in-state rival 2 games in a row, about how they're on the uptrend and you just got smoked. Like, if it was one individual thing, I wouldn't be worried. But now that I can list off 5, it's like, okay, this is a serious game tonight, and like you said, the refs are going to play a role in it because Michigan State is a physical team. That is what they breed. That is what they play there. Offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, slap the damn floor, get in their face. And I mentioned earlier, Dickinson's been in trouble the past couple games in fouls, which scares me too because I just want to watch the big man play. I just want to see this kid go out there and dominate, but if he can't control his fouls, like last game against Illinois, he got a foul pushing a kid in the back trying to get an offensive rebound. He's got to know better.
I love it.
In close games this year, Michigan is 5-0. So anything under 9 points, they've won every single game. So close games, they've done a really good job. They've obviously blown out the rest of the teams that they've played. But one concern I will give to you is that both of Michigan's losses have been blowouts. They've lost to Minnesota 57-75, and then, of course, they lost to Illinois pretty badly.
Yeah, that was a bad loss. So we'll find out tonight. I mean, that's the best part about we played the game, 7 o'clock, Chrysler Arena. I just want to know who's everybody rooting for. If you're in the chat right now on YouTube or Facebook, make sure you drop a Go Blue or a Go Green. We want to see who's watching. I went to University of Detroit, so I'm all Go Titans, and they just got knocked out of the Horizon League, even though, my boy Antoine was knocking down all those threes.
Setting records.
Oakland's still in the Horizon League, though, Joey.
Oh, we winning it.
I know you went to Oakland.
Yeah.
Is Eastern still playing, Corey?
I don't care. I love my school, but we're going through it.
Man, Eastern used to have Earl the Pearl Boykins.
Whatever. But I will say this though, I am partial to we're right up the road from Michigan, so I'm partial to them. I've done a lot of work there and spent a lot of time on that campus, so If I had any rooting interest, it would be in watching them win.
Yeah, we got Justin Spiro yelling. Okay, you know who he's rooting for. His whole basement is Spartan. We got Charlie saying go blue, Dan saying go blue. Lots of people checking in on this. So thank you guys for letting us know where you stand, and let us know what if you're taking that 12-point bet too.
Where do you stand? You haven't mentioned that yet.
I'm worried for Michigan in this game. I think Michigan is the more talented team. I think they have more weapons. Like I said, Michigan State has to do kind of a Herculean effort to win. If it's a close game, I like Michigan to win. But as we see, if Michigan State gets out ahead and Michigan puts their head down, it's like, okay, well, we're going to play them again on Sunday. So, we'll get them back, and they quit early. I could see Michigan State pulling this off. I'm really undecided on the game, to be honest with you. But if you had a gun to my head right now, I'd say Michigan will win this game. They have to win this game. If they don't win this game, it's totally different going into the Big Ten tournament.
I was a little bit worried because the way you've been talking made it seem like you think State is going to whoop their ass.
Not whoop their ass, but you got to take these boys serious. State isn't here to play. They hate Michigan. It's a rivalry game. So yeah, it's not that I think State's going to win. State's dangerous. They're dangerous, and anytime you have a wounded animal, dangerous.
Are you more concerned with how Michigan just played and how they're looking a little bit soft right now with their attitude towards this tournament, or are you that confident in Michigan State right now with how they've been playing?
It's a combination of all of them. Like I said, if it was just one thing, I could probably overlook it.
Right.
But the way Michigan played, the way State has been playing, what this game now means, it's the last 2 regular season games before they go into the Big Ten tournament. There's a lot more on this game, like I said, to kick off this that would have not been there 2 weeks ago. If Michigan would have been rolling and State would have been doing what they were doing all season, like I said, I would have kicked my feet up and been like, oh, man, it's going to be fun to watch Michigan kick their ass tonight. But I don't feel that way anymore.
Man, I'm just – I have a bone to pick with Michigan State anyway. They're Michigan State 2.0. I'm about to start some trap. I'm about to start some mess right now because you do know they are the second Michigan State, right?
What?
Y'all know about that? The original Michigan State is Eastern Michigan.
Really?
Yeah, Eastern Michigan.
As a state-funded college or just?
No, it's the name Michigan State. Eastern Michigan was Eastern Michigan in 1849 started as Michigan State Normal College.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, we're
in
the
Ipsy still? Or
in
East Lansing?
Ipsy. We're the original Michigan State. So I'm just out here just
Is that why you guys are green and white too?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Wow, so Michigan State just pulled your whole card and went to Lansing and started up?
because they started. I don't know what the heck they started. I know they started like 6 years later.
So they stole your chick, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and I want it back, and everything that come with it.
Everything. I want them national championships, damn it. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to get to Joey's trending news and stories, and we got some a follow-up to a story we talked about 2 weeks ago right here on the Woodward Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Grow Green's dank deals roll on with deep discounts on the grow gear you need. Insane deals like 128 site easy cloners for $2.75, Purpinator gallons for $50, and bags of Ocean Forest or Cultivation Nation 70/30 for just $8. Score your dank deal at growgreenmi.com.
Oh, welcome back to the Morning Woodward Show. I was just saying I forgot to mention Foster Lawyer in our whole Michigan State talk.
Clarkston's own.
Yeah, and he's had such a bad season. This is one of those games where he could just break out and nail like 5 3-pointers to turn the tide. I don't know. That would be my long shot of the game to do something, and that's all I really wanted to mention on that.
I'll never forget when we interviewed Sada Baby at his event a few weeks back. This dude was ripping on Foster Lawyer like crazy, saying if it wasn't for his dad, he wouldn't be there. Dude's garbage, this and that. And he hasn't been playing well.
Not well at all. All right, let's do this. Let's get into Joey's news.
Good morning, everyone.
Read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go!
All right, so the Detroit Lions, we got a new receiver.
Yes, sir.
Lions signing former Chargers and Raiders wide receiver Tyrell Williams to a 1-year, $6.2 million deal. And I'm excited because I was a little bit worried about our receiving core because we don't know what the Galladay future is going to look like. Now we at least got one great receiver, so I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I don't know about great, but we got him. He was very good in Oakland. He showed flashes the first half of the season. I believe it was 2 seasons ago because I had him on my fantasy team, so I know about that stuff. And he just really never could get healthy again and be a part of that offense. The deal we signed him to is okay. It's like a $6 million deal, but that is based on a lot of incentives. I heard that only like $4.7 million of that is guaranteed or what he will make if he completes his contract. It's a 1-year contract. We need 1-year players right now, and it's a talented guy. The only thing that's weird to me is I think they went a little early on him. Like, Golden Tate just got released yesterday. Could have brought him back.
I would die for that.
I will say this, though. They in the press conference the other day for the virtual combine, Dan Campbell said that the Lions, him and his coaching staff come from so many different backgrounds. So while they're not going to go ahead and bring every player from their former teams, they will reach out and grab some of those guys they're familiar with. New offensive coordinator Anthony Lynn coached Williams for 2 seasons while they're with the Chargers, so he at least, when they went out and got that free agent wide receiver, which they were going to have to, they brought in somebody they're familiar with. Granted, would have been great to bring back Golden Tate if possible, but I'm thinking Golden Tate may want a higher dollar amount and possibly go to a contender.
Golden Tate's going to go to the Rams. You know that, right?
Oh,
We all know that, right?
As if they need any more help.
Yeah, that's where he's going to go. At least that's where I think he's going to wind up. So, yeah, Tyrell Williams, welcome to Detroit, baby.
The Detroit Pistons yesterday with a 129-105 win over the Toronto Raptors, and 2 Detroit Piston players getting triple doubles. Mason Plumlee, 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists. 10 assists.
Yes.
Mason freaking Plumlee. Dennis Smith Jr., 10 points, 12 rebounds, and 11 assists. And that is a spectacular performance from the Pistons last night.
Did you guys watch the game last night?
Yeah.
I didn't catch the first half, but I caught like the majority of the second half in the fourth quarter when they both secured their triple doubles. And it was literally within 2 minutes of each other. Like Dennis Smith did it. He got his. And then next thing you know, Mason Plumlee rebounds a bad free throw, and that put him over the top for the triple double. And that hadn't been done since what, 54, 64 was it?
Yeah, something weird.
1964.
1964 for the Pistons. It's just a weird night for the Pistons because you expected them to lose to Toronto, even though Toronto was kind of shorthanded due to COVID. But 2 people have triple doubles?
Impressive.
Not in my lifetime. I've never seen it.
What Detroit got last night from Dennis Smith Jr. and Mason Plumlee is what the Houston Rockets thought they were going to get when they had James Harden and Russell Westbrook on the team.
Consistent triple doubles?
Which they should have. I mean, Mason Plumlee and Dennis Smith, or them.
What do you make of what it was? I'm trying to find the exact quote, but about a couple of days ago, Dwayne Casey spoke on Dennis Smith Jr. future here and saying that he feels that he has a bright one.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I'm just saying we got the Pistons have Killian Hayes. What do you think about those comments?
I mean, Dennis Smith Jr. was a lottery pick. He, he didn't get along well in New York, and it's kind of, Adam and I were talking about this yesterday, it's kind of a change of scenery thing for him. And if he can live up to that draft lottery status and become even 80% of the player they hoped he would be, it's a steal for Detroit. So I welcome him. And I don't love Killian, but Killian is what Killian is right now. We can't bank on it.
And just to kind of, make piss off stick a little bit, your boy won rookie of the month for February.
Halliburton?
Yep.
Why are you doing that to me, Corey? Was that you that tagged me on Twitter with that too?
No,
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Just trying to piss me off while I'm sitting at home. Yeah, Tyrese Halliburton, if you go back and watch the Woodward Sports Draft Show, you will see me going nuts for this young man, wanting him at number 7. Like, I thought he was going to be a steal there, and he's proven me right, but on the wrong team.
And I'm proving with all my friends I have to go eat some crow because I was wrong. I was like, nah, man, we don't need to draft no Halliburton. Yeah, I was wrong.
Yeah, it's still early. He could flop. I mean, the sophomore slumps come. I mean, there's still lots to play out, but damn, I wish we had him.
I mean, listen, Killian's return I'm excited for, hopefully soon enough. Houston Rockets will retire number 13 for James Harden.
Why?
How crazy is that?
All right, you know what? Are we just going to start retiring people's jerseys for doing the bare minimum? I mean, it kind of goes. This is kind of a little bit off subject, but Isaiah Thomas said that they've lowered the bar for what a superstar is so everybody can fit in, because that superstar bar used to be reserved for champions. I think the same thing of jerseys. If you did not bring anything of significance to that city, why in the hell is your jersey getting retired? James Harden has done nothing for the Rockets but be great in the regular season and pull his best Harry Houdini act in the postseason. He is garbage in the postseason. He's a choke artist, and the fact they're retiring his jersey just shows how mediocre they are.
Does he hold like all their franchise records for something? Because I mean, even here in Detroit, some of our retirement ceremonies, it's like, damn, we got to retire the whole championship team.
Yeah,
It's
James Harden leads the franchise in playoff losses, so they're going to retire his number. They'll give him a statue. Everything's great.
Yeah, I don't understand, and especially the way he left. Like, it was I'm out of here, Houston. Get me out of here. I hate this city. Get me out of here. Oh, well, we love you, and we're going to retire your jersey, even though you just came back and smacked us in the face last night.
That's what I don't get. Is like, okay, he retires and all that, maybe, depending on the stats and where he lays, but how the heck do you do that mid-season? And then yesterday he returns back to Houston, obviously playing for the Nets now. And then, as you saw in that video, they did a nice 2-minute tribute for him, welcoming him back. And it was really ironic. James Harden yesterday records a triple-double, 29 points, 14 assists, 10 rebounds. But the irony in that was the Brooklyn Nets beat them 132-114. That was the Rockets' 13th straight loss.
Nice. Good for them. I'm just thinking it's like us retiring Andre Drummond's jersey. I'm trying to find like an equivalent, because he's up there with Ben Wallace in blocks and rebounds. And, okay, the guy didn't do shit when he was here. Why would they retire this man's jersey?
I can't believe you just said Ben Wallace and Andre Drummond in the same sentence. Not like you mean it that way, but I get what you're saying.
Look at the stat sheet,
Dude,
man. There's nothing I can do about that.
What the fuck? Ben Wallace, 3 straight Defensive Player of the Years?
4.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
I don't know
they're not
what
on
we're
the
doing
same
here.
caliber, but that's what I'm saying. That's what they just did with Harden. They're literally like watering down what it means to have your jersey retired.
I have a question for you, actually, Stick. Does LeBron James get his jersey retired in Cleveland if he continues his career in Miami, never comes back?
Yeah,
in
LeBron
Los
is
Angeles.
like
different, right?
Yeah,
Cool.
Yeah, for sure. That's different. He was born there. He was, he's the prodigal son of Cleveland. A little bit different.
Yeah, I think LeBron.
And he got them to a finals.
Yeah.
If he doesn't get his jersey, okay, I think the one place that might be a stretch for him to get his jersey retired in is actually the Lakers. I don't know if LeBron's going to get his jersey retired as a Laker, but as probably a member of I think it's possible he gets his jersey retired in both Cleveland and Miami.
Oh, yeah. And there's going to be some dumbass franchise that has nothing to do with LeBron that's going to retire his jersey, too. Because you see that sometimes.
Like when the Heat did for Jordan?
Yeah.
Like when number 23 will never be worn anywhere else in the league.
Yeah, Jordan doesn't give a shit about you, Heat.
No.
Why are you being nice?
That's just Pat Riley kissing his ass.
Yeah.
Donovan Mitchell, someone that got a little heated yesterday.
Former Piston.
Yep. Ejected in overtime versus 76ers. And this was the play. You see Joel Embiid right here.
Nope.
You see him going crazy right after this, saying, "What? He's going off. We got to get him up. Tee him up. Tee him up." And
it's an upside-down tee, but all right.
He sold that.
Right.
They actually ended up ejecting him off of that.
For what?
He was going off.
See what the hell
he was going
did.
off. You can't see it on that play, but he was going off on the referees on that play. But here's what
I still can't get over how much Tobias Harris looks like J. Cole.
He does.
Like, that's all I'm saying. Why is J. Cole on the court?
J. Cole could hoop, by the way.
Yeah, he's a baller.
He could. This is what Donovan Mitchell had to say after the game, going off a little bit because, I mean, you see the way that he got ejected there because Joel Embiid pointing fingers at him saying, he's got to get out, he's got to get out. Well, he was a little bit heated. And then post-game, this is what he had to say.
No, we don't have that video right now?
Not yet.
All right.
Well, he was going off saying, this is getting effing ridiculous. I'm sick of this. And saying that we should have won that game. Well, they did not win that game.
Yeah,
so.
People have been bitching about the refs since the invention of refs. So, like, that's just part of the game.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I look at his gamesmanship. If he was able to pull that off and get him ejected, so be it.
Yeah, it's part of the game. Bulls versus Pelicans, the pregame. Look at Zach LaVine giving us a little dunk contest warm-up on this. Did you see that?
Ridiculous, man.
One more time. Bounces it through the legs. And Stick can't even dunk at 6'3".
6'4", man.
Damn it.
No, that makes it worse, so I'm not helping myself in the conversation.
Warriors trainer, we got to give it up to this because look at how the Warriors react to this after their trainer hits a half-court shot. And the team goes crazy on this one. Oh, there's no sound on that one?
Oh, you love that.
They were going nuts.
You love
come on,
that.
it's the trainer, you know.
Look how tiny he is. And I guarantee that guy's like 5'11".
Yeah.
Like, that
I
is
mean,
not a
look at
small
it.
human, but he just looks like a baby next to those people.
Standing next to all of them.
Right.
And the last video I have for you, one of my favorites, and Corey, you might appreciate this. Shaquille O'Neal made his professional wrestling debut getting slammed through the table right here. Bam! That's 7'1", 324 pounds.
That was you know, I'm the only one who really, you know, watches this stuff up here. That was actually his AEW debut. He's been in wrestling before, but I mean, it's just watching this big old self get put through a table. That's just freaking hilarious by Cody Rhodes.
It's crazy that he could do that. But I just wanted to start by giving a little shout out to Bridge Street Exchange because I love Bridge Street Exchange, and they're helping us with our perfect bracket payoff by giving us a Shinola watch. So you could go shop for Shinola watches, Carhartt gear, Thorogood boots. They have everything that a guy could ever imagine. And ladies, this is a good place for you to go shop for your man if he needs anything. BridgeStreetExchange.com if you want to shop online. Use WSN. That's the code word to get 15% off. It's a beautiful store downtown Fenton, so go check them out.
Yeah, and we're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, Dan Campbell was on Pat McAfee. And
that was classic.
Watching two meatheads talk football was great. We got some clips that we want to talk about. Plus, we got a new Dan Campbell t-shirt that we're going to premiere coming up next.
Oh, yeah.
It's all about being a true alpha, and we'll do that right here on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
We are live on the Woodward Sports Network, which is live on our app on Apple Store and Google Play. You can download it for Apple and Android, and you can listen to us on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And we thank everybody for being a part of the show, commenting, sharing, liking, subscribing on YouTube. Our YouTube has been going crazy lately, and the amount of people that have downloaded the app is just insane. We can't thank you enough for the support that you're giving us here at the Woodward Sports Network. And Dan Campbell has slowly but surely become one of my favorite human beings on the planet Earth. I love the way this guy talks. I love when he's talking football. And we actually, what was it, on Monday, he was talking about being a true alpha and knowing when to concede. So we decided, you know what? We need to make a t-shirt for Dan Campbell. Not only do we have the Wheaties kneecap t-shirt up right now, but we got this brand new True Alpha Dan Campbell shirt, which is available in our store right now. And man, I love that shirt.
So good. And if you're watching right now, Facebook, YouTube, I just dropped it in the comments, the actual link. But if you just go to woodwardsports.com and click on store, you can get this beautiful t-shirt. Just look how good he looks there.
Yeah, and you know what? Let's give away a t-shirt today too.
Nice.
If you're watching on Facebook, share this and you will be eligible to win the t-shirt. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and drop a comment. And if you're on Twitter, make sure you retweet. We'll pick from one of those 3 platforms and give away this t-shirt. Oh yeah, and if you're listening on the app, let us know and you'll be qualified too. But we need to get those shares in. Need to get the subscribes and comments up right now. And one person's going to walk away with that beautiful Dan Campbell shirt.
I mean, hey, look at that shirt. That shirt's pretty cool. You know, with the line and everything like that. But I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody else can go grab it. It says True Alpha on there, and I'm gonna be honest. I hate to do this. I have to go to the Black Greek stuff on it. I'm a member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated. I am never going to wear anything that ever says True Alpha on it. So. Y'all can wear it.
You're Kappa Alpha Phi?
No, Kappa Alpha Psi.
Kappa Alpha Psi. So you have Alpha in your name, though.
Hey, trust me. all the members of Alpha Phi Alpha, they'll know what I'm talking about. I would never say true alpha. No, sorry.
Well, too bad, man. I'm a true alpha, and I'm going to rock the shit out of that shirt. I love it. That's like my favorite thing that we've come up with here so far at Woodward Sports.
Yeah, that was a really great design.
So if you guys want that shirt, the link's right there in the comment. You can click on it. Free shipping right now. Go to woodwardsports.com, click on store. So Dan Campbell had some comments. Corey, you were able to pull some clips on this when he was on Pat McAfee. The first thing really that is the biggest thing that we've all been talking about is Lions and the quarterbacks. What are Lions going to do with quarterbacks? And here's what Dan Campbell had to say about that.
Yeah, I would say you're looking for a guy who's a winner. You're looking for a guy who's competitive. I think that you're looking for a guy who knows how to calm the storm, you know, when things aren't going great or not going your way, and it's just you and the other 10 in the huddle. He's somebody that, man, can keep everybody just on an even keel, keep them lined up, keep them focused, keep them, build them up with confidence, man, and to let them know when they look at him in the eyes, they know this guy's ready to go, and he's going to do his job as long as I do my job. I think those are the big things, man. I'm not worried about a guy that, hey, we need this guy to go out there and throw it 50 times and win the game for us. To me, that's not fair to a quarterback, and there's very few that can do it in this league.
And honestly, that's a common sense answer to what you want out of your quarterback. You want him to be the guy that is in the huddle. Everybody else is freaking out. He'll calm them the hell down. He'll control the game. And I think he feels he has that in Jared Goff right now.
I mean, that's when he was saying it and everything else, I'm like, that does sound a lot like Jared Goff, a guy that people can look at as a leader, doesn't get rattled, somebody that they can look at and know that he's going to get the job done in those situations. I mean, to me, that sounds like Jared Goff. It didn't sound like Matt Stafford.
What I love right now about the team, I feel like our whole team and our entire coaching staff is making decisions entirely as to what they want right now. Like, you see the Tyrell Williams and how Anthony Lynn comes out saying how he's excited about that because that was one of his guys. I'm just so excited because anytime you hear something from these coaches, as you just heard from Campbell, he is actually meaning it and showing it and going to do it and believes in it.
They've done what Lions fans have always wanted. They have coaches who say what they're going to do, and then they go out and hire coaches that fit what they say they want. They're going out and looking at players that fit what they say they want. They're not BSing the fan base, and that's really all you can ask for as a Lions fan at this moment. Yes, we want to see a winning product later on down the line. Of course, who doesn't? But right now, just at least nail the intangibles, get that stuff nailed down first.
Right, and I thought another great question that Pat McAfee asked, just because I kind of relate to this question on a lot of levels right now, is the mistakes he made as a rookie coach and how it affects him today and what he would adjust to get there. And I thought he had a great response for this. Adam, can we play that back real quick?
What were some of those rookie mistakes you got a chance to get out of the way in Miami that now you know and can adjust for going into Detroit?
Yeah, well, look, I think the first thing is just managing your time. That was hard for me because it's just what Chuck said. I got a lot of respect for Chuck, by the way. He's a hell of a coach, but just the fact that, man, you sit down and you're like, here we go, man. I'm going to dive into this opponent, offensively, defensively, special teams, dig my teeth into this. And all of a sudden you're like, hey, man, you got your media session right now. Oh, all right. You go run down there. And then the next thing you know, hey, listen, we need to work on this chart for the plane. We need to make sure we got the guys sitting where you want them. Who's in first class, who's riding. Oh, all right, I got it. All right. Hey, listen, can you make this call? There's a couple of these sponsors that'd be good if we reached out. All right, And so by the end of the day, you're sitting down, it's 10 o'clock at night, and you're just about to start on the opponent, And that was one. It's just, man, being able to make sure that you make the most of your time. Two was, this got hard for me, is, man, not to micromanage. You feel like you're trying to do everything or you want to do everything, and you just can't do it.
And like I said, we're kind of relating to some of that struggle right now with, being pulled in a million different directions during the day. And you can understand how a first-time head coach can get overwhelmed by those things. Like you said, he's trying to sit down and come up with a game plan. It's like, no, we got to figure out who's sitting on the plane. And it's like, what the hell does that have to do with football, man? But as a head coach, that's the stuff you got to worry about.
And the thing about it I like about it is that he's just really relatable and just so personable. He's not. He's talking to us, not at us. And you get a lot of that. You get a lot of that with these head coaches. He said he was not going to come in here and do coach speak. I think he's living up to that so far. And to your point about just being pulled in so many different directions, at least I like that answer, because it's like he's letting us know that, hey, it's human. He's going to have his flaws and his bumps along the road, and pretty much also kind of asking people to grow with him in a way.
Well, it's also showing he's self-aware that he learned from his interim head coach job in Miami, which everybody kind of knocked him for on certain things. But it's showing that, hey, that was a kind of a trial run, and sometimes you can learn a lot more from your failures than you can from your successes. And hopefully he's learned from those mistakes, and it sounds like he has.
That's the thing is, I mean, he's being openly honest about everything that he's saying to us, and he's showing it. And that's all we could ask for. And I loved watching that, by the way, with Pat McAfee. That was awesome.
Yeah, no, it was a great interview. Two football guys just talking football. And, Dan Campbell, you are more than welcome on this show at any time, and we could talk some football.
He still looked like he could go out there and, go out there for a down or two.
To me, he's always going to be like, if Gronk decides to become a head coach in 5 to 7 years, we have Gronk as our head coach. Like, that's how I view him, and I love every single minute of it.
Yeah, because I'm looking at him like the whole time he's on the interview, I'm looking like, that's our head coach? Not like with Matt Patricia, like, oh my God, that's our head coach.
Our head coach.
Yeah, the film is like, this dude doesn't even look like a coach. He looks like a player still.
Yes. Yeah, very, very fun. I love listening to that guy talk. Like I said, every time he talks, you get a great soundbite or you get an awesome T-shirt. And you can get that True Alpha T-shirt right now just by making sure you share this on Facebook or comment on YouTube or retweet on Twitter. You'll be instantly qualified. And once again, thank you to everybody who's been downloading the app and listening to us on both Google and Android. Apple and Android. Grow Green, growgreenmi.com. That's where you guys need to go if you're thinking about growing in your home or you're thinking about starting up your own business and growing. I mean, I've done it in my basement. It definitely helps with the cash flow sometimes. You can get a lot of good product out of yourself, and it's fun just to have a nice, bright, sunny room in your house. So whether you want to grow that legal marijuana or you just want to grow tomatoes, cucumbers, or whatever, you can do it through Grow Green. They have the nutrients, they have the soil, and they will deliver anything, anywhere in Michigan, including the Upper Peninsula, for just $50 flat rate shipping. So you don't have to worry about, oh my God, this light is heavy, I got to pay $200 in shipping. No. Grow Green got you covered. Just go to growgreenmi.com today or give them a call, 810-299-2900, and mention Woodward Sports so they can hook you up with a free T-shirt too. They always hook it up. Adam, let's do this. Can we take a quick break? When we come back, we'll do Adam's bets. Actually, yeah, when we come back, we'll do Adam's bets, and then I got a small thing that I want to play right before Terry Foster gets here at 9 a.m. So we will do that next. Adam's bets coming up on the Woodward Sports Network.
Morning, Art. Morning, D-Mac.
Back to the Morning Woodward Show on the Woodward Sports Network. My name is Stick. And once again, thank you to everybody that's listening on our app in Apple and Android now. It is almost 8:50. We're about a minute early, but that's all right. Never too early to make some money with our boy Adam and his bets of the day. Adam, how'd you do last night?
Last night we went 3-2.
Okay.
So it wasn't a disaster.
It's a winner.
Betting on spring training, I'm probably going to stay away from. 0-2 so far.
I tried to tell both you and Fish yesterday. Like, it's spring training. It's 7-inning games. You don't even know who the hell is playing.
Yeah, I just, fuck it. I got room to lose. I'm up big time, so we're doing good.
So who do you got for today?
Okay.
I mean, it's the truth. It's not a humble
I got
brag,
so much
man.
money. It's okay if I lose too.
Listen, man. Listen. When you listen to me, you make money. Look at Broadwell. Broadwell listened to my 3-team parlay last night. Walked out with a cool $130.
Hey, cash and checks,
That's
baby.
That's right, baby. But I got 5 picks today. I'm actually really excited about the game we spoke about earlier. The big game tonight: Michigan State versus Michigan. I've got Michigan State to cover the 12-point spread. I don't got them winning.
Okay.
But I do think it'll be a close game. 12 points is super friendly for a rivalry game. Although Michigan is very lethal, they're coming off one of their worst shooting performances. They're probably going to come out swinging, but I think Michigan State can hang tonight. The next game I'm going to take is Iowa State to cover versus Texas Tech. Iowa State is probably the worst Big 12 team, but they're underdogs by 17 points. I'm going to take the game starting with 17 points in my pocket. I'm confident in that. They'll probably lose by 15. 20 is probably the realistic number, but we're going to take 17 points. The next game I got is the Carolina Hurricanes. They play who else but the Detroit Red Wings tonight. I got them covering the spread.
Oh, okay, I was going to say, what's the over-under? 9 goals?
No, I'm staying away from that tonight, but I do got them winning by more than a goal. I think the Red Wings are just going to lose pretty easily, honestly. But I do have the over in the next game for hockey, which I know you love. It's actually set at 5.5. Tampa Bay Lightning versus the Chicago Blackhawks. I've got the over in that. I think 5.5 is super friendly. Tampa Bay is a super, super talented offensive team. The Blackhawks are not what they used to be, but they're capable of scoring 2 or 3 goals, so I'm not too worried about that. And then, of course, my lock of the night, the Memphis Grizzlies are playing our very own Milwaukee Bucks.
Our very own?
Our very own, as in, I know how much you love Giannis.
Yeah, I do love Giannis, but the Bucks have screwed you a lot this year.
They have, and I've stayed away from them now for almost 10 days, and I am now ready and confident to put my money where my mouth is on the Bucks again. I have them winning very easily. I'm just going to take the money line straight up.
All right. So you want to run down all 5 of your bets?
Yeah, absolutely. Michigan State to cover. I think they'll cover 12 points pretty easily. Iowa State I'm a little nervous about, but I think they'll cover the 17-point spread that they got. I think the Carolina Hurricanes will beat the Detroit Red Wings tonight by more than a goal. That one for me is probably a shoo-in. The total goals scored in the Tampa Bay Lightning versus Chicago Blackhawks game, I'm going to take the over on that at 5.5, and I'm going to take the Bucks to beat the Grizzlies.
All right.
Yeah.
And those are Adam's bets of the day. You can bet them individually, which we strongly suggest. Or if you want to go for it, man, put them all in a parlay and see what you can do. Like I saw some guy come at you the other day about, hey, I put this in a parlay and it didn't work. It was like, yeah, but you won 4 out of 5 bets if you bet them individually. Let's make some money first, then we'll go for the fun parlays.
Listen, parlays are meant to hit occasionally, but these bets are all like super confident bets. You put a standard amount on each one, you're going to walk away with a profit every single night. Last night we were 3-2, the day before 4-1, and the night before that 3-2. So we're up this week, and our overall record is 49-24. So we're looking good.
Yeah, 10-5 is not bad for the week, man. 66% seems to be what you've been sticking at consistently.
Yeah, between 66 and like 68%, give or take.
Yeah. Well,
one of my new fun things that I like doing while betting is during a hockey game. Like yesterday, I was watching the Maple Leafs. They were up 4-1 against the Oilers, and you bet the final score of what you think it's going to be, and it was halfway through the game. And I just bet. I was like, it's going to be 6-1, and it ended up hitting.
Hey,
it's fun. Won like $30.
That's the fun of gambling, man. Like when you take those little prop bets in the middle of the game. So yeah, good job, Joey.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. I want to play some sad music real quick. Can you turn this up, Fish? We got some serious things to talk about. Adam, I sent you some pictures this morning. Can you throw those up on the screen while the sad music is playing? Say goodbye, everybody.
I thought Woody did something.
No. Say goodbye.
Who is that?
This is the Washington football team cheerleaders.
Goodbye.
Say goodbye to them, Joey.
Goodbye to them?
Yep. Next picture, please.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Adam, you got that? There we go. You only got those 2? Oh, okay.
It's a good picture.
I sent you some other nice ones, too.
I like this
So,
picture.
yeah, we discussed this, what was that, a week ago.
I know where this is going.
You do know where this is going.
Yeah, sadly.
The Washington football team sexually harassed their cheerleaders to the point where the solution was to get rid of the cheerleaders. 19 cheerleaders accused the organization of whatever treatment. They edited some videos of them from photo shoots to make them look very sexual and pass them around for employees to see. Like, the Washington football team is trash. And we discussed their solution was to take away the entire cheerleading squad. Well, they've backtracked on that, Joey. They're no longer taking away the entire cheerleading squad. Guess what they're taking away? It is now co-ed.
Come on.
It is a co-ed dance squad in Washington football team, baby.
What does that solve?
Well, apparently they think it's going to solve their ability to not sexually harass. Because that's kind of why they did it. They couldn't handle beautiful women being around them without sexually harassing them. So they thought, let's just throw some dudes out there so maybe Dan Snyder won't come up and make stupid fucking comments.
So my thing is this. Everybody that was a part of like the whole passing around these videos and whatnot, were they fired? Do we know that?
I don't know specifically what employees were fired. I do know that was part of the lawsuit. 19 girls put that in, or women. Sorry, I don't mean to offend anybody on that. But for real, like the solution to this was not to take away the cheerleaders. The solution of it is not to add men to the staff just so you will be more well-behaved. The solution is don't be a piece of shit.
Like, I look at this as kind of insulting towards women. Because
it's insulting
okay.
towards me, too.
Oh, okay, so we're just going to throw men out there because these men are going to protect you because you can't protect yourself.
See, I don't even think they're thinking like that. I think they're thinking, well, if there's a dude there, maybe I won't sexually hurt. Like, they're trying to insulate themselves with this.
Let me preface this. I don't want to see dude cheerleaders out there, okay? But with that, it's like, come on, really?
I got no problem with dude cheerleaders. Like, you know, college has had them forever. They're holding up girls by their butts. You know, they do what they do. They throw them in the air. But this is the dance squad.
Exactly. So it's not the cheerleaders. I mean, maybe, listen, everything is going to be co-ed in this world, and that's okay. Let it all be whatever you want to be.
Fine. Okay. But don't do it because of this.
Yes. Because this is, like, honestly a smack in the face towards the female cheerleaders, the dancers.
Corey?
It's like, it's so sad. It's every time what the Washington football team takes a couple steps forward, they do one move that sends them 80 steps backwards. I don't understand how the solution to sexual harassment, let's just call it what it is, sexually harassing women, is to add guys out there. Like, and also too, people hate to say this, I'm just gonna throw it out there, men can be sexually harassed too. So those same people that were harassing those ladies, hey, some of those, it's a different world. Some of those guys in the higher ups can be harassing some of those guys too. So
it's a different world.
It's just, I don't know.
I'm just lost at the logic behind this.
I don't get it.
This is $1 billion industry, and they can't even get this right. And you know, like over the season, I grew a love for the Washington football team. I talked about my love for Ron Rivera and, you know, Scott Turner, and how Jack Del Rio, they were able to handle it while he was doing chemo treatments at halftime. You know, it gave you that warm feeling inside.
Alex Smith come back with the leg.
And you felt about that, and then all of a sudden this week, Alex Smith was like, They didn't even want me there, first of all. They hated me being there. They didn't even consider me part of the team. And you're like, damn, Ron Rivera's really throwing out players like that? And then this comes out, it's like, all right, I tried, Washington. I really tried. I liked you guys for this long. Now I don't like Washington at all.
Truthfully, like we were talking about different names for Washington. They just got to give them a trash can.
The dumbasses, yeah.
The Washington trash can.
I'm not on this whole force of, like, making a person sell their team because they do something stupid, but I think Dan Snyder is a special case where he is just here in Detroit we talk about the forwards being inept, being aloof or whatever. Dan Snyder clearly does not have a clue on anything. No. So if there were ever an owner that should be forced to sell first, hold the Lions. The Lions will be on that short list, but leading the charge, top of the list, first it's got to be Dan Snyder. Also, another thing, doesn't the Washington football team have a woman coach?
I believe so. They are one of the 8 teams that have a woman coach on the roster. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to understand the logic. Get rid of the female cheerleaders, or they're making a co-ed dance team, but. If they're trying to be PC about that, then what about her and her protection? I'm just trying to understand the moves because I'm kind of confused.
You can't understand it. We're all confused. Yeah, Corey. That's the point of this.
I'm trying to pinpoint it, draw, make sense, not stutter. I don't get it. It's not computing.
And the fact is that there was a boardroom of people sitting around like we are right now. It's like, you know what could solve this sexual harassment thing? Let's just add dudes to the squad.
We'll
be good.
Or you could just keep your Peter in your pants.
Yeah.
I think what it really was, honestly, is they all got in a serious conference call or in a boardroom, depends. And they all sat down. They're like, guys, we can't keep it to ourselves. Like, what do we do? And Jim looked over to Tom, and Tom looked over to Dan Schneider, and they're like, oh, fuck, man, we can't have these women around here. We just can't handle it, man.
Right.
Fuck it, get the guys out here.
Yeah.
That's exactly what happened.
Let's roll out some penis so we don't, make any wrong decisions.
I just don't understand how people get paid 6 figures plus to make common sense decisions, and they go ahead and make even dumber ass decisions.
Fish, what do you got to say on this topic?
The cheerleaders that were on the team, I think they have to retry for the team.
Oh, so the cheerleaders that they sexually harassed they're not even on the squad right now. They still got to try to get back on this co-ed squad?
Correct. I think they have to retry to get back on the squad.
What a bunch of stand-up gentlemen.
Honestly, we should applaud the way that they handle this situation because it is amazing.
They have set the trend on how sexual harassment should be handled moving forward in the NFL. Just get rid of half the women and bring in men. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life.
This really just goes back to what we talked. It was a little separate discussion, but it goes back to what we talked about a couple weeks ago. NFL does not care about women.
No,
they really don't. Just off of stuff like this. Maybe they do as far as getting money out of them, but as far as their standing in the workplace and being respected as humans, as people. Every instance that the NFL gets a chance to show that they care about their female viewers or employees, they show they don't give a damn.
Well, the good news is we're going to have a funny TikTok up later because we can just do the boardroom meeting with them and then do it in a TikTok and throw that up. Make sure you follow us on TikTok at Woodward Sports, and that's what we are on pretty much every platform, Twitch, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. You can follow us there and make sure that you're a part of this thing that we got going on. Terry Foster is in the building. Adam, let's take a quick break. Let's get Terry set up on stage, and we will be back with the Detroit legend. And usually he comes on and smacks all of us a little bit for something we did in the past week. I'm interested to see what Terry's got to say this week. We'll talk about that next on the Woodward Sports Network. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Joey from Woodward Sports, and I am here in downtown Fenton at Bridge Street Exchange. This place has so many amazing things for guys. And ladies, this is the hidden spot that you got to come check out. I'm talking thorough good boots, best boots ever. They have barware. They got the Stormy Cromer hats. They got Carhartt hats, a huge Carhartt selection. They even got Snoop Dogg underwear. So go check them out, bridgestreetexchange.com, and use the code word WSN for 15% off.
I mean, we're inside Grow Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan. Joey loves to be shirtless.
Well, welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network as we get Terry Foster look all sexy up here in his fedora as we do every single Thursday.
I feel guilty about even coming on. This man over here is cussing. He said shit twice.
Sorry.
Corey said dick. I feel like I'm going to ruin the whole segment.
Why? What are you going to say?
I'm going to be a model citizen today, man. Jeez, OP.
Well, welcome to Woodward Sports Network. Like
Thank you.
Joey said, Detroit's all digital sports network. My name is Stick. We got Corey on stage. We got Joey. And, of course, the infamous Terry Foster is here today. And, Terry, how's your week been, man?
My week has been fine. I was here Monday. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I was here with the young Sean Baligian.
Yes.
And for the second week in a row, he said that our 2 hours flew like that. So that's good.
Yeah, you guys were supposed to have a show back in the day, too, together, right?
We were told we were going to do a show together at WDFN. I was told on a Thursday. Sean was told on a Friday. Sunday, I get a phone call. We're not doing the show together. And the program director who told both of us, sorry about that we were going to do a show together, denied saying that we were going to do a show together.
Come on.
Really?
Yeah. He said he never said it. I'm like,
That's why you got to
"All
get
right."
everything through email, man. Be like, all right, email that to me.
Right, you just can't tell somebody something. Hey, you know what? We're gonna go to lunch today, and then you're waiting. Okay, where we're gonna go? I never said that. What are you talking about?
What are you
brother?
waiting for?
That's happened to me on some dates with girls before. That's messed up that you bring that up.
I never said you could touch me.
No, I had one
Yeah,
saying,
not that much.
No, we were driving the car, and she was like, you know what? We should have sex together. I'm like, cool.
All right.
By the end of the ride, she's like, I never said that. I'm like, damn, what's wrong with my ears?
See,
I want
Terry?
you so bad that I imagined it.
So did you switch her out with a man to make you feel better, like Washington did?
No, I didn't. That doesn't make sense. No, I have not tried that
See,
yet.
Terry, when that woman told you that you were going to have sex, like Stick said, you should have asked for an email.
Right. Get it in writing,
Yeah,
man.
or
Email
receipt.
evidence.
Get that shit in
Something.
writing. So Terry, you brought up a couple things yesterday through text with me that you wanted to talk about, and where do you want to kick off
Well,
with this?
I feel like kicking it with the fellas today, and either Joey or Corey, you have to pick a subject.
Ooh, I like this.
All right, here we go. Family or friends? Pick one.
Family.
Family. All right. You guys are younger guys who do not have children, but someday you may have children. And I was thinking about this the other day. My son is not a fan of any Detroit sports team, and that's my fault. Because of my profession as being a journalist, I took him to games, but I never cheered. And so he is not a passionate fan of the Detroit sports team. I imagine that most young boys or girls are fans of teams because of their dads. And when you guys become dads and you can say, okay, I am going to one game or I'm going to have my kid root for one team, who do you hope that team is?
That's a good question. That's a loaded question, man.
Who are you most passionate about and want your son to be a fan of?
Oh, I can say that easy for me off the top of the head. Pistons.
Okay, so
Because there's some history.
Not even just a history. I'm a big basketball fan, and then also too, history does help that the Pistons have won. But I just have so many great memories just cheering the Pistons, and I grew up loving them because my dad was a Pistons fanatic, Bad Boys and all that stuff, and then I was able to see it and have at least one of those type of memories of the 04 team. So I would like to pass that down. Like, okay, hey, let's go to some Pistons game. Get Pistons, swag, go to the big events and stuff like that. That was something I would like my son to have.
So you can become a big fan of Mason Plumlee.
Yeah. Mr. Triple Double, baby.
I was waiting on the setup. I didn't know when it was going to come.
No. His name is now Magic Plumlee.
Oh, jeez. Oh, boy. We are closing in on tournament time. Throwing it back to that 72 team.
That is true.
That's a tough question. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of history that you can at least defend and explain to your kid. Like, hey, listen, the Pistons back in the day, this and this and this. But for me, I feel like the amount of love that I have towards the Lions, even though we are as bad as we are, that satisfaction that one day, hopefully, when we do end up winning, is something that I want to be able to share that memory with my kid.
You know something? I love you, but then when I come on here, you give me reasons not to love you.
But you got to understand it because we are all in the same boat as well, you're not a Detroit sports fan, but Detroit sports fan all go through this struggle, and it's that satisfaction. I mean, look at the Browns when they're celebrating even a little bit from how far they got in the playoffs. Like that turnaround of the season, because they've been horrible for not as long.
But you know you're gonna fuck that child up. They're gonna be pulling their hair out at age 30, and.
But I was gonna say the same thing for that exact reason, because I want someone to go through this shit with me. I need somebody to go through it with me. I need my little partner to turn to and be like, "Bro, I know this was a rough Sunday. We'll get it next week."
Terry.
You need to suffer with me.
No. See, right now in this world, we are undercover, and I'm not trying to make a joke about this because it's something I deal with. In this world right now, we are dealing with mental abuse. Being a Lions fan is mental abuse. So I am not going to pass along that mental abuse to any kid ever.
Nah, you guys are soft-ass parents. My kid's going to be a fucking Detroit Lions fan. I was born in 94. We haven't won dick since. Probably my fault. I don't know. My dad blames me. So I'm going to put my kid through all the shit my dad put me through. I don't give a shit. No way.
But look at this man. He's all bitter.
Listen, but that's what I want out of my kid.
No.
I want him to know the depths.
But don't you want to love your child, embrace your child?
I love my child, just not on Sunday.
I also want to teach him life lessons that, hey, you don't always get what you want. Sometimes things are hard, and you can be disappointed and still love something.
I already know how it's going to play out, too. When we have kids, right, we're going to have a boy, and that little bastard is all of a sudden going to be able to be in that dynasty of where the Lions are unstoppable. Wow. Super Bowl after Super Bowl, they never dealt with any of this.
Look down on him and despise him like you have no idea.
This. I don't want you guys to be parents. he's got a little bastard over here. He wants to abuse his child. My man over here is all angry that, man, this motherfucker, when he's born, he gonna be a Lions fan. I don't give a damn.
Listen, Terry, it's not only that. I also want to prevent my kid from ever being a Dallas Cowboys fan. So that's a big one, too.
Yeah, they do a good job of that on their own.
Yeah, I don't think you need help
But you know, if he doesn't become a Lions fan, he's either going to become a Steelers fan or a Bears fan.
It's funny. Steelers are my secondary team, too. Like, I always have a secondary team in whatever sport. Steelers are mine.
Now, do you ever go – now, they have sports bars in this area, and they show Steeler games. They show Browns and Bears. Do you ever go to those?
No, I'm not like that big. Like, this is my squad, but I always try to, like, if the Lions could be like one team, I want them to be like the Steelers. And like when the Pistons back in the day in like 04, like, man, the counterpart to the Pistons is the Spurs. And that was always my secondary team just because I like the way they play. So I always try to find a team that I want us to be like, to root for. But I'm not a fan by it. I don't have a terrible towel. I don't have a jersey. I don't have any of that. I'm a fan of the Lions. I like the Steelers.
Okay, that's cool. Joey, do you have a secondary NFL team, or are you all Lions all the time?
I'm going to be honest. Like, I like certain players, you know? Like, I'll respect watching, like, Aaron Donald. I'll respect watching a J.J. Watt or Tyrann Mathieu. So I don't ever care for teams like that because when it comes to watching football, I'll always watch the Detroit Lions. I don't have another team that I'll always watch.
I don't have any football team. I really love the Lions as the hometown team. I'm going to always hope for their success, but I think it was like 3 seasons ago, I've just become emotionally not invested in them anymore because it's too much for me.
Now, I am going to take a guess. You really like the Pistons.
Oh,
I
yeah.
bet you do not have a secondary NBA team. Am I right about that, or am I wrong?
Actually, you are wrong about that. I do have a secondary NBA team. It'll be the Grizzlies. And I've always just loved them. I always loved them because just for some reason I just liked Rudy Gay. Like when he came out, I was just a big Rudy Gay fan. So I just kind of grew with the Grizzlies. I did like the Spurs at one point, but then 2005 happened, and I've hated them ever since.
The Grizzlies, dude. Could you pick a real NBA team if you're gonna have a secondary team?
Well, I mean, it's always going to be the Pistons. I do like. Okay, it's the Lakers, but I really don't like to count the Lakers because everybody says, "Oh, you're just a fan of the Lakers because they're a winning team."
That's all right. You got to have a reason to like somebody.
But it'll be the Lakers or the Grizzlies. But all of them still pale in comparison to my Pistons love.
Okay. You got a little bit wishy-washy, but I still respect it.
What about you, Terry? Do you have any? I mean, so if you're not a fan of Detroit because you couldn't be as a journalist, right? Mm-hmm. What are you a fan of, or what team are you a fan of?
I am a fan of performances. When I was a kid, there was 2 teams I really liked. It was because of my aunt. It was the Tigers and the Pistons. And the reason is because my aunt loved the New York Yankees, and every time the Yankees came into town, we went to the game. And it just so happened we went to a special game in 1968. I know you guys are like, what the hell was 68 about? It was the night that the Tigers clinched the pennant against the New York Yankees. And I remember Joe Sparma was on the mound, and this was a guy that could walk 6 or 7 guys and then strike out 13. But that night, I think he walked 1 person and struck out 13.
Awesome.
And the Tigers won, I think it was 2-1. They rallied in the 9th like they always did back then. So I became a fan of theirs. And then the second one was the Pistons because of I I had my boss at the time, who owned the Lindale LEC, had tickets on the floor, and I'd never been on the floor before. I thought that was pretty cool.
It's a different experience watching a ball game on the floor, man.
Yes, getting players thrown in your lap and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the other magical thing about the Pistons is Dancing Gus. You heard of Dancing Gus, young man?
No, I've
All
not.
right. Dancing Gus was an old guy with a beard. Kind of looked like Joey a little bit. No, but he was fatter than Joey. And when he would get out and just start screaming, ah, ah, from the third deck, and it was the worst seats in the house.
Nice.
And then he would just dance.
I love those people, man. That makes such an impact on the game and like the culture. You know, like the Eat 'em Up Tigers guy, you know, back in the day for the Tigers. I love those types of people who become a part of the team. Really have nothing to do with the team. It's just their passion.
Right. And we don't have that as much today. I mean, I call
Got the
them
dancing usher.
Yeah, I know, but he's paid for by the team. I'm talking about people that just show up like the brow.
Right.
Dude got a brow right across, and he would carry mustard and ketchup things in his hands, of the little bottles. And he said, like he would say, the Spurs can't catch up, and he'd throw up the ketchup because they can't cut the mustard or something real stale like that. But we had him. We had Leon the Barber.
Okay.
Leon the Barber sat behind the opponent's bench, mostly at the Palace, but at the Silverdome also, and would just cuss these dudes out.
I love it.
And, you know, say they sucked and the Pistons are going to kick your ass tonight. So we had Leon the Barber, and he was a real barber. Who else did we have? I mean, it was a whole bunch of people.
The only one that could ever help us out here in Detroit sports would be somebody that Jesus sends to us, like Sister Jean for Loyola. That's the only thing that can help us at this point.
My buddy Anson used to heckle behind the bench, and Jerry Sloan actually called him one of the best hecklers in the NBA.
All right.
And that was back in 2004, and he still wears that with pride. Like
He
that's on his resume that Jerry Sloan said he was one of the best hecklers ever. We got Mo Cheese in the comments. Vinny saying that Mo Cheese at the Red Wings games.
Yes. And then what was the knitting lady? I don't think she really helped the Wings win, but she would knit during games.
That's awesome.
That's sweet.
Yeah, you need those little mascots, man. And when you have teams that people can be passionate about, you get those weirdos that come out and really become part of the team. And I love that. I love when that happens.
Well, Terry, if you're interested in going to a game that might go
Are you?
extreme,
See, we
the
should
Detroit
put you in a
Lions,
robe or something.
Well, the
and
Lions
just-
fans might be biting off kneecaps pretty soon. So
yeah,
we'll see.
there we go. Eating kneecaps. That better be on the menu in Ford Field on some capacity.
No. Listen, and you know what? I do not respect Lion fans because you guys are sheep. However, I will say this. Somebody this fall better have something clever that has to do with kneecaps or kicking ass or whatever. They need to exemplify the setting of Coach Campbell.
Yeah.
He's come in and laid it all out. So I think somebody in this fan base needs to come out and say, okay, I'm going to have kneecaps around my shoulder, or I'm going to dress up as something and let this go.
This is our new True Alpha T-shirt that we made for
see
him.
that.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
So anytime this guy speaks, we got great quotes coming out of Dan Campbell.
Always. So one question for you, Terry, because you mentioned you going to games with your son, and he never saw you cheer. So you really would be at a Detroit Lions game and they'd score a touchdown and you would not cheer?
No, I just observe games. I'm an oddity. I admit that, but I never cheered at games.
Wow.
I would just sit there and watch, and maybe I'd give them a little clap.
Yeah.
But I was never, go, let's go, you know.
Yeah.
It was like that because most of the time I was in the press box, and if you cheered, you got in trouble.
Were you doing it internally, though, at all, or did you condition yourself to not really care at the end of the day?
I just wanted to be entertained.
Okay.
That was the whole thing. And I wanted my son to be entertained. Now, what happened, oddly enough, the last Lions game I took him, it was a long time ago. It was against the St. Louis Rams. That's how long it was. And Steven Jackson was the running back for the Rams.
Okay.
My son fell in love with Steven Jackson.
He's
This
a
guy
beast.
is great.
Right.
He's. I want to be like him. He cheered this guy on at a Lions game.
Was that tough to watch?
No.
Okay. You're like, good.
But
Find your guy.
But he also cheered for the Lions too.
Okay.
But he never became a fan of the Lions. And one of the things I've heard from dads is they got the little heads down and said, man, I think I ruined my son. I was like, why? He loves the Lions, and they lost again, and he was depressed, and
no, man,
that's your fault.
Being a Lions fan teaches you about loyalty. It teaches you about patience. It teaches you about understanding. It teaches you about loving something that doesn't necessarily love you back. It's a good life lesson to be a Lions fan.
It does. Are you proud of being a Lions
Yeah.
fan? Are you happy to be a Lions fan?
Yes, and yes, I am. And there was somebody made an article or made a graph that like named Lions fans as some of the worst. And to me, it was so offensive because to be a Lions fan, you need to be a fan. Like to root for a successful team, that's the easiest thing you can be, to root for the Patriots. Like being a Patriots fan to me, okay, I have no respect for you because will you be there like when they had years like this year? And then if this continues for 10 years, will you be there in 10 years? Lions fans will.
The toughest part about being a Patriots fan is it gets cold in December.
Yeah.
So I'm at the game, my team is kicking the Jets' ass, and I'm cold.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. No, so I mean that's an interesting question. I will raise my kids to be Lions fans. That's my number one team. Football's my number one sport. But honestly, I don't care. My kid likes lacrosse. I'm gonna be all in on lacrosse. My kid likes soccer. We're doing soccer. He likes volleyball. We're doing volleyball.
Okay, that sounds good.
That's how I'm gonna roll.
By the way, before we get into the friends part of this, you and Joey have new nicknames. I haven't come up with one with you yet.
Okay,
but I'm working on it.
Well, hold on. Let's take a quick break, and when we come back, give us our new nicknames.
Okay.
Can we do that?
I can do that.
We're going to take a quick break right here on the Woodward Sports Network. But before we do that, I want to remind you about our friends at Levels. It's a new dispensary that will be opening in Ferndale, right off 9 Mile in Hilton. It's absolutely beautiful. Joey and I went there earlier in the week, and I cannot wait for this place to open. Not only are they going to have the best product, it's going to be at good prices, and you won't have to worry about walking into a place that's kind of shady, watching your back when you walk out of it. This place is absolutely beautiful. Cannot wait to share it with you. Levels, it's coming soon.
Grow Green's dank deals roll on with deep discounts on the grow gear you need. Insane deals like 128 site easy cloners for $2.75, Purpinator gallons for $50, and bags of Ocean Forest or Cultivation Nation 70/30 for just $8. Score your dank deal at growgreenmi.com.
Now they confirming it.
Welcome back to the Woodward Sports Network. Corey over there with breaking news. What's going on, Corey?
Just reading on it, the Shams Charania of The Athletic is reporting that the Pistons and the Pistons and Blake Griffin are officially now working toward a buyout. They couldn't find the trade partner. That was the original thing they were going to look for, but now it's officially going toward a buyout. And not too shocking because why would you trade for Blake, give up any assets for Blake Griffin when you can pretty much force the Pistons to buy him out and pick him up for pennies on the dollar?
Right.
Now, you know what? The sports world is confusing me right now. I thought this was like news from 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then it's like breaking news. But this happened with Matthew Stafford.
Right.
We heard that Stafford wanted out of Detroit. And then a week later, there's breaking news. Matt Stafford wants out of Detroit. And I'm like, whoa, didn't we already talk about this a week ago? What's going on here?
Honestly, Corey and I have had this conversation how many times? Because Corey will announce the Lions got a new head coach, and then like a week later, Deuce Staley's confirmed as Lions head coach. It's like, well, wait, we just spent 20 minutes on Thursday of last week talking about Deuce Staley as our new coach.
I think they're getting sometimes bored or slow with the news, and they just repurpose it with a different headline.
Yeah.
Okay, I got news for you.
Okay.
Deuce Staley is not the head coach of the Lions.
Oh, he's the assistant head coach.
Okay, but that's a little different than head coach.
A little different.
Okay. Are you ready for your nicknames?
I am.
All right.
Give it to me.
You are Twiggy.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Because the stick thing, and you're kind of a thin guy.
That's a layup. All right.
And over here, full court.
Full court. I do like that.
That's me. Full court. That is me.
Full court press, baby.
Oh, yeah. I'll never stop. I like that.
I got a question for you, though, full court.
Yep.
What if you're pressing a guy, and this guy and his teammates have had some type of coaching, and instead of trying to dribble across half court to set up the offense, what if they pass it back and forth, which is what you're supposed to do? What do you do then?
You obviously lessen up on the pressure because that's what you want. If someone's thinking that they could cross me over and they're dribbling on me, I love that because that is like, to me, I want to bite their kneecap and steal that ball from them. So that's my favorite thing. And it's funny because you say that because we were talking about how Stick would always say that I'm nuts when I'm playing basketball. Over the weekend, I got a mild concussion playing basketball.
Jesus, Joey.
Wow.
And I play clean, but I just play hard. That's the thing.
If you play aggressively, you're going to get something.
Yeah, it's Game 7 of the finals every time Joey steps on the court.
Yeah.
And he's playing Michael Jordan, and he's Bill Laimbeer.
Dude, pick up ball. We won 6 straight, T-Foss.
I heard about your big day, and I was going to be a smart ass and say, well, who else was on your team? LeBron and KD or what?
Traded for James Harden?
Yes, James Harden, who, by the way, has changed his game, which I respect.
Yeah. Yeah, he's still shooting the rock a ton, but yeah, they're going to retire his jersey in Houston. Isn't that awesome?
That is awesome.
Do you think that's good?
Is it deserved?
For that franchise, and I know it ended poorly, but for that franchise, I think it is because Houston hasn't been good since Hakeem Olajuwon retired.
Right.
So
it's a moment with Stevie franchise.
Put them back on the map. Now, you have to understand something. I feel like you guys are my children. I have to teach you. Every franchise is not in the business to win championships.
What?
Yeah.
They're telling you they're trying to make money?
Every franchise is not. Oh, we're going to win games, win championships. No. They want to win some games, get butts in the seat, have their stars score a bunch of points. That's what James Harden did, and that's what the Houston Rockets are now.
I mean, they tried to reinvent the game, which you got to nod your cap to. You know, like, hey, we're going to go with the small man game. The tallest guy on the court's going to be 6'6". And it worked for the most part during the regular season. It just, once you get in the playoffs and you run into an Anthony Davis, is not going to work.
That's what Kobe said. Kobe said that that the Rockets brand of basketball would never win a championship.
Right.
And to his point.
But wasn't given enough time to as well,
I think most definitely was. I think any Mike D'Antoni offense is doomed to fail. It's ready to fail. It's seen it over and over. You've seen it in Phoenix, seen it in New York. You've seen it with the Rockets. You've seen it with the Lakers. He's ran so many great players into the ground with that offense. So I mean, proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
You know who else was like that? Rick Pitino. When he was in the NBA, there's certain guys that if your whole goal is to win 50 games, hire him.
Can we show some respect to Rick Pitino, too, for getting rid of Chauncey Billups and letting him become a Piston? Like, thank you for not judging your number 3 overall pick very well.
And he also tarnished Chauncey where a lot of teams didn't want him.
Right. And then he went to Minnesota, and we were lucky enough to get him, and he turned into Chauncey Billups here in Detroit. And it was amazing that they took their number 3 overall pick one year, and the next year Pitino was like, we good.
Right. However, Chauncey had to be taught by Larry Brown.
Yep,
He was still a little bit clownish when he got here, but Chauncey and Larry Brown had some big coaching player sessions, and they were ugly too.
Oh, I'm sure anytime there's growth, there's ugliness. Like that. Growing pains are tough.
They were so bad that usually when we talk to players, how's things going with Coach Brown? Oh, lovely. He's teaching me the game, and I just appreciate it. Chauncey was like, this motherfucker is driving me crazy. I can't. And we don't get that clarity a lot of times.
Hey, actually, we had this conversation yesterday about hard coaches that we grew up with and stuff like that, and they bring the best out of you because they push you. They see something in you that you don't necessarily see in yourself, and that's why they're so hard on you. If a coach didn't give a shit about you and really didn't think you could be anything, they wouldn't be hard on you.
That is true. So you're ready to go play for Coach Izzo at Michigan State?
Yeah, I would. I could take that coaching.
What about Bobby Knight?
I would love to play for Bobby Knight because I love that intensity too. Like that's what I love that. And if anything, you got to understand that they're trying to make you a better player. That is the most important thing. So as long as you can tuck your ego aside and be like, oh, this guy's actually trying to teach me something. Maybe I should shut the hell up and learn from a legend. Do it.
You know what? To your point, Ferndale is not notoriously known as a great football school. I think everybody knows that. But when we had, during my time there, when they had the harder football coaches, the teams did pretty well. Made a playoff or two. But as soon as they hired, they brought in the guy who was just, he was kind of like almost like a Matt Patricia. It's like, I'm the smartest guy in the room and didn't really want to coach anybody up, just kind of talk down. We turned into crap again.
Yeah, no, I mean, my high school football coach, George Port, I thought he was the meanest guy in the world when I was playing. Now I have total respect for him. I ran into him at the St. Mary's game a couple weeks ago, and we had a great conversation. But he was hard on me. I didn't perform as well as I probably should have under him. But one of my favorite quotes from him is, "Day, you're a big kid, but if you don't keep your ass underneath you, you're gonna wind up on it every play." And I like that kind of motivation.
You can't do that in the NBA though. That's pretty much done.
Because they're millionaire. They make more than you.
It depends. There's certain people. Like, I guarantee you with Juwan Howard, if he was up there coaching at the NBA level with those players, I mean, he has that different respect from the players.
Mm-hmm.
But you get some fat coach like Van Gundy or someone, it's like you got to talk differently to these athletes.
Yeah.
They're millionaires. They're getting paid more than you.
Yeah, it's that Chuck Daly quote. I manage 12 corporations. I don't coach basketball.
Yeah, that is true. And those corporations could turn on you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you, if things go bad,
ask
the
Beeline.
corporations are not going anywhere you are.
Yeah. Yeah, look what happened to Beeline last year, man. Like, that was a sweet deal. He left Michigan, went to the Cavs, started saying some dumb shit in the locker room, and next thing you know, they're trolling him with music on the bus. They're trolling him with music in the locker room.
That was the funniest part of the trolling.
You know who realized that would have happened to him? Tom Izzo. I think Tom Izzo thought about it hard.
Right.
He wanted to take that Cavs job, too, and just say, you know what? I don't want to. I know I have to change, but I can't change that much. This is not going to work out.
Right. So, Terry, we talked about the family part of what you wanted to talk about. What is the friends part about what you want to talk
about? The friends part
is
last week we had a big game between Michigan and Iowa.
Yes.
And part of the little breakout of that was Luka Garza against, I keep forgetting his name, Hunter Dickinson.
Dickinson, baby.
They're boys. They're friends because they played on the same AAU team. They played against each other and everything. And the Free Press headline was, can Hunter Dickinson put his friendship aside to guard Luka Garza? Now, I know you guys are pickup basketball guys.
Yep.
Do you play basketball or are you retired? Okay.
Nah.
All right, I'll go down here, all right? When you play basketball, do you play harder against your boys, or do you want to make this stranger look silly?
I'm going hard against my boys because there's more pride on the line. Like, if a kid lights me up that I don't know, I'm never going to hear about it again. But if my boy lights me up, I'm never going to hear the end of it.
Especially in a sport like basketball. A sport like basketball especially, it's like, you don't have to worry about injuries. I feel like football would be a really tough one.
Oh, man with the concussion is talking about you can't have injuries.
That's different, But like when you talk, one of my favorites actually, I'm glad we're talking about this, was a couple weeks ago. You see the Detroit Red Wings playing the Columbus Blue Jackets, and Dylan Larkin and Zach Rowensky got into an actual fight playing each other, and they grew up as some of the closest friends. So when you see them actually get into a fight, like that to me just shows, like Stick said. It is just that text. It is those phone calls of you ripping on each other saying, hey, I whooped your ass. Oh, I beat you. Like, Luka Garza can't say anything now.
Yeah, my best friend Wellington and I had to go against each other in playoffs in baseball once, and our team won it. I get to mention it today, and it's awesome. I can call him today and be like, hey, remember when we were 12 and you lost? Like, that's the best part about playing your friend. And I struck you out. You couldn't get a hit off me. Like, of course, I would go absolutely harder against my friend.
I always tell you I'm wired differently, and I should have that mentality. When I was a kid, when I played against my friends, I had the shittiest games.
Really?
Yes.
Purposely? Is it because
no,
they knew
not
your
purposely.
game?
It just happened. It was always, if we're in the backyard, I kicked this dude's ass. But if it was an organized game, I couldn't hit a shot because deep down it's like, this is my friend. I love my friend, and I don't want to jack him up too bad, and I don't want him to jack me up too bad too. So there was always, I tried hard, but I think maybe I tried too hard, and then I just kind of.
Was there ever a friend that took advantage of that and just like totally shit on you every time you played?
No.
Okay, good.
He made fun of me.
Okay.
There was a dude. We went to opposing parochial schools, and we were on the bus, and I got off beforehand, and then he would get off after me, and he was like, "Yeah, I hear you can play." I said, "Yeah, a little bit." but when I played him, I just was for shit.
Yeah.
So he was like, "Damn, I guess the scouting report was wrong on you, huh?" I said, "Yep, I guess so."
Well, Dickinson got the best of Garza in that
did.
game. I mean, he took it to him. Garza was just completely, what was he, like 3 of 19 from the field during that game, something like that?
Particularly defensively. Now, in basketball, you don't have to dog somebody offensively.
Right.
It can be on defense. So, and a lot of times it's on defense because Garza, even if Dickinson had scored 25 points, you're worried about Garza scoring 35 or something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, but he got shut down.
I'll tell you how this guy became my boy, Kurt Hall. He's listening out there. Kurt Hall is a UPS guy. No, a FedEx. Well, anyway, I was up at Central Michigan University before classes began. We were playing pickup basketball. And so I did a crossover on this kid, clear path to the hoop. So I get to the hoop, and I'm about to lay this finger roll, George Gervin finger roll. As soon as I do this, I hear this, "Get that weak shit out of here."
Uh-oh.
And I'm like, but there's nobody here. And then the ball went up. It's about to go in the basket. Kurt reached over me, blocked the shot. And that's how we became friends.
Nice.
I'm like, "How did you block that?" He said, "Dude,
Get that weak
get
shit
that
out of
weak
here.
shit out of here. Get shit out of here." He said, "I'm 6'3" and you 5'10". I'm blocking that shit. I said, "Okay."
Fair enough.
See, I want to switch this question though from friends back to family because for me, if I were to have to play like friends all day, I'll whoop their ass, whatever. But when it comes to me, like I'm the youngest, I got 3 older brothers. So if I were to play against family, and then you think of like the Watt brothers and all these brothers like the Antetokounmpo, whatever their names are, brothers. When you play against brothers, that's a different thing to me. That might be one where I don't play to my full potential.
Really?
I don't know. That's just a tough one.
See, I don't have brothers, so I don't know how I would play,
Right.
but I would assume I would go hard as hell at my, like, you guys, did you grow up wrestling and stuff? Because most brothers I know grow up beating the hell out of each other anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, and that I would always lose, you know. So it's like I was always used to losing against them. Maybe I don't know what it is, but something in me.
Pizza beast.
Yeah.
Did you become better players than your older brothers?
No, I would say I'm probably one of the worst of my brothers.
How many brothers you got?
3 older.
And how would you
'Cause
rank
here's-
yourself?
3rd place probably.
Oh wow.
Because here's the thing: the younger brother, like the older brother, he's never ever gonna beat me. But the younger brothers, okay, I'm learning from this dude, and sometimes they do surpass the older brothers because of that. But the older brothers want to keep you in a headlock for the rest of your life.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
they're always there to protect you too at the same time. So it's like you get the best. I mean, me growing up, I was skinny. I mean, now I got a little weight on me, but when I was younger, I was skinny and I was a shit talker. So my brothers always had my back.
You should see Joey's pictures when he was young. I mean,
You have a six-pack?
Do you have that Brother Rice picture of you in your uniform? It show,
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
send
yeah,
that
you
over.
know what? You are kind of like a Brother Rice dude.
He is a Brother Rice.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Huh?
What do you mean by that?
They get that little attitude.
Oh,
like,
you know.
Like, okay, I'm Brother Rice.
Untouchable.
What school did you go to? Oh, that's cute. That's a nice school, too.
That man, my cousin went to Brother Rice, and that is definitely him. Like, oh, you went there? Okay, yeah, I went to Brother Rice.
Look at your boy there on the right, Terry.
Yeah, send that over to Alex too, so they can throw that up on the
So you
screen.
played under Coach Ricasa?
Yep, Al Fracassa. Yep. But Joey embodies the Brother Rice spirit. He is a
does.
Brother Rice kid.
Not dogging him, just saying, okay, I understand.
Let's take a quick break. When we come back, you have a couple more things that you wanted to talk about.
I do.
One of them being Comerica Park, and we'll get into the other one right after this on the Woodward Sports Network.
I'm looking to bring on another HVAC tech right now.
We are recruiting 5 to 10 techs a month.
We're looking to grow and expand. Every new tech we hire is from Northwestern Tech.
The hands-on training is fantastic.
They're always my first call.
We love hiring Northwestern Tech grads.
They come out trained and ready to work.
Our program is only 10.5 months, and our next classes are starting soon. So why wait?
I'm looking to hire
Hire a graduate
of Northwestern Tech. Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Northwestern Tech.
Welcome back to Woodward Sports, Detroit's all-digital sports network. This is the Morning Woodward Show. Thank you to everybody who has downloaded our app on the Apple Store and Google Play. We are available for Apple and Android now.
What are you looking at?
What's that?
What are you looking at?
Oh, wrong camera. Damn it. Thanks,
I'm
guys.
looking like, what are you looking at?
There's something up there.
I thought he was looking at the piping up here.
No, I'm looking at the old camera mount, and the new camera's right here. Why are you guys doing this to me? I'm trying hard, Joey.
Dude's looking like 6 inches above the key. Hi, everybody.
If we don't bust your balls, it means we don't care.
No, I appreciate it.
Right.
And like I said, I can take the tough coaching. But thank you to everybody who has downloaded the app. Really? Everybody who's watching on Facebook right now, YouTube, and Twitter. Thank you so much for being a part of the Woodward Sports Network. We have Terry Foster in the building today. And Terry, you sent me a text yesterday. I just pulled it up, and then my phone went dead, about the last thing that you wanted to talk about. And I like this topic over kind of the Comerica Park thing. We could touch on this. But you said James Harden returned to Houston. He was greeted fans with a mixed emotion, and then you kind of equated it to Matt Stafford, right?
Right, because there's a possibility that Matt Stafford could come to Ford Field. And I know you guys love the Lions. It's we. Did you love Matt Stafford when he was the quarterback here, Joey?
I wasn't a slappy.
I did.
I respected him.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm not going to say I
slappy.
was a diehard
He was a slappy.
Matthew Stafford fan. I was definitely more of a slappy.
Yeah, I got in a lot of debates about
Slappy?
Stafford.
No, I was indifferent.
Okay. If Matthew Stafford comes back to Ford Field, which could happen, it's not going to happen this year, but could happen some year. If you're in the stands, are you cheering or booing him?
I'll clap. Like, I'll be like, all right, thank you for your 12 years. To me, he is the best quarterback the Lions have ever had. Like, whether I like that or not, whether we have a great history or not, facts is facts. He is the best quarterback the Lions have ever had. I respect him for that. I tip my cap for that. To me, he was just way over-perceived on what he was, that he was going to be our savior, that we could build the team around him. I always thought he was a guy that if you put the pieces around, he'd be a great manager and then use that cannon arm in spots, not just every game. Hey, it's gunslinging time. And I thought the Lions misused him. He wasn't especially great for the Lions. I didn't love how he never got pissed off on the sidelines. I never seen him scream at press conferences. Like, I want that fire. Like, you see it out of Tom Brady almost constantly. So that's where I'd always get in debates with people, because everybody, if you're a Stafford fan, you want everybody to admit he's the greatest thing ever. And I could never admit that, because to me, he wasn't the greatest thing ever. He was just okay and the best we've ever had, but that doesn't mean much in the scheme of the NFL. So, yeah, I'll clap for him. Thank you for your service. The first time he shows up, second time, he can get it just like everybody else.
See, that goes back to my philosophy about you. This guy is just really polite, really nice. I wish I was more like him.
Aw, thanks, Terry.
All right.
No, you don't, though.
That's true. Corey, I think I know your answer.
Man,
are you booing?
I'm not saying nothing. I'm like, all right, just give him a head nod. That's it. I mean, he didn't do anything here. Matt Stafford did nothing here for me to get any type of emotion, whether it's high or low. He wasn't all god awful where I need to go ahead and just boo the crap out of him, like boo, show all that emotion. He wasn't super great where I need to go ahead and give him some standing ovation and show my love and appreciation for what he did. He was 0-3 here in the postseason. He regressed each game in the postseason. He barely could score in his last 2 games here as in the playoffs. I don't really have any type of emotion for him, so it's gonna be like, all right, he's here, kick the ball off.
Yeah, I thought I read that in a blog like 2 weeks ago.
It's just like,
so you just do one of these. Just be like, what's up, yo?
Now,
Okay.
now for everything that he does in the community, when we get in the conversation, hey, Matt Stafford's been great for the Detroit community. I love what he does here. I love what he does there. I love the fact that his family donated to the Stafford studio. But we're talking about on the football field, me in the stands. You want me to welcome this guy back? I'm just sorry. I just don't have that type of love for him. It's just like, all right, kick the ball off. Let's kick his ass.
All right, full court.
Same thing I answered about when it comes to playing against friends. I want to whoop their ass when we're playing. Not going to cheer for them any whatsoever, but I'll always have that respect for him outside of here when he's not playing us.
Hey,
Okay,
Adam.
you didn't answer the question.
I don't boo anybody. That's not
Okay,
me.
all right.
Yeah, I'm not going to sit here booing them,
Adam, I want to hear Adam's response to this, because he's been very vocal about his Matthew Stafford.
Terry, I'm going to boo the fuck out of him because he wasted 12 years of my goddamn life. Sundays, I stayed away from my family. I was watching the games. All he did in 12 years was get married, have a few kids, take $250 million from Detroit, and fuck my life.
All right, here's what we need to do. Guys, remember this. The Woodward Sports Network is going to be around for a while, right?
Yes, sir.
When this motherfucker has children, the first time he takes his son or daughter to a Lions game, get a camera on him the whole game. That's what you need to do.
You gave us all nicknames. Does Adam have a nickname?
They're thinking about calling him the Sheik. You like that?
I like
He
Mother
does remind me of the Sheik.
Yeah.
He
Because
does.
we're going to be doing a gambling show here, and we're thinking about calling him the Gambling Sheik.
Okay. You know, I got chased out of a wrestling ring by the Sheik once.
Really?
Wow. Yes. I was
Like the Iron Sheik?
No, the real Sheik.
The Sheik
the
Sheik?
one from Parts Unknown.
Yeah, the Sheik before the Iron Sheik.
Yeah,
Okay.
The Sheik is an old guy. He kind of had a belly on him, but he was mean. He breathed fire, or he blew fire out of his mouth and stuff like that. He chased me out of a wrestling ring one time, and yeah, he kind of reminds me of that. But he speaks English. Adam speaks English. The Sheik didn't.
You should hear Fish impersonate Adam. It's always fun. Fish, you want to do your Adam impersonation right now for us? What do you got, buddy?
Win it to win now. It don't matter how you play, you have to win.
No matter how you play.
All right. So I'm assuming you guys, I'm not going to use the word upset, but you guys would be against the Lions having a video tribute for Matthew Stafford if he came back?
No.
No.
The first time,
That's
no.
12 years.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
But after that, then I'd have an issue. Like, if we honor him past the first opening kickoff, then...
Like, no jersey in the rafters.
No, God, no. No.
Jersey, I get a goddamn jersey.
No way. We got the same playoff wins, baby.
That's right, baby. Hey, I'd even need to play, and I have the same amount of playoff wins. But listen, he gets a tribute on those big jumbotron. That's about it.
Truthfully, though, do you guys think there's a chance that they retire his jersey?
No.
They shouldn't.
No. If he didn't win a playoff
Stats.
game,
James Harden stats.
Is Matthew Stafford a Hall of Famer?
Is the 20 up in the rafters yet?
Is Matthew Stafford a Hall of Famer?
He might be.
Hell no.
Yes.
I'm not going to say hell no.
You think so?
I'm not going to say hell no.
Stafford's going to be a Hall of Famer just off of stats alone.
No.
True.
Stats.
The
Hall of
standard
Famer is off of
the
stats.
NFL is a
off the
lot
standards.
lower than it is for Major League Baseball. He's going to get in.
No way. To me, there's no way he gets in.
Just
like,
off of stats.
I get stats, but the era he started playing in boosted those stats. And by the time he's ready and eligible, Mahomes is going to have better stats. All these young quarterbacks that are in the league are going to have better
They won't
stats.
be eligible yet.
I
But
understand
here's
that,
the
but in the scheme of things, he's just going to constantly be dropping down that list, right?
Okay, but he's still going to have 60,000 passing yards or something ridiculous like that. And the people on the Hall of Fame committee, they won't be jaded like Lions fans. Well, he didn't win shit for us. And
Is Phillip Rivers a Hall of Famer?
Here's the thing. If Calvin Johnson got in under 9 years with the stats that he had, and Stafford's going to be north of 60,000.
Calvin Johnson didn't get in because of stats. He was the most dominant player in the NFL for a 5-year stretch.
He was the most dominant, but at the same time, to Terry's point, they're going to give him the same thing. Oh, what if he was not with the Lions? Just imagine what he would have did. Anything north of 60,000 yards, he's going to get in.
Adam asked a good question. Phillip Rivers, he a Hall of Famer?
He's going to get do I think he's a Hall of Famer? No. Is he going to get in? Probably.
Terry?
He'll get in.
I think he will. I mean, dude, he's got over 60,000 yards.
But he's had a substantially better career than Matthew Stafford. He's won playoff games. He's been to AFC championships.
He's won division titles.
Question it.
But what the committee's going to do is say, okay, this dude played for the Lions. We're going to give, if he played somewhere else.
Oh, that's such bullshit.
I'm telling you what's
better,
going to
he'd be better. If he was better, he would have been better. That's
I agree with you both with what the premise of what you're saying. I'm just saying what the voters are going to do.
Yeah, smart ass. Have you ever been in a Hall of Fame meeting?
Me? Yeah, I'm in them all the time, Terry. I actually host them in my basement.
Have you been in a NFL Hall of Fame?
Fuck no. Why? No. Why would they have me in those meetings?
Well, I've been in one.
Okay.
And
you know how soft they are to let Stafford
I know how soft they are. They are soft. NBA, NFL is soft as far as getting in Hall of Fames.
I mean, I don't
Major
know,
League
man.
Baseball is a different thing. And here's what pisses me off about Major League Baseball. There's some fat-ass dude who's 80 years old, and it doesn't matter who's coming up. If he's a first ballot, the first time on the ballot, he's not going to vote for him.
Right.
Doesn't matter if it's Babe Ruth, Mike Trout.
Yep, bunch of white hairs.
Willie Mays. I'm not voting for him.
Right. Yeah, baseball's weird like that. But no, that's one of the debates I've had over the course of Stafford's career, which put me on the other side of not being a Stafford slappy, because I don't think he's Hall of Fame worthy at all. Like, I think he's put up great numbers during the regular season. And we could get into this at another time because we got to head into Fish's facts soon. But maybe we table this till next week and we do some research and we have we have the big debate.
Okay, let's do it.
So next Thursday, the debate will be, is Matthew Stafford a Hall of Famer, with Terry Foster. He shows up every Thursday right here on the Morning Woodward Show. Thank you, Terry, so much for coming in. You always bring great conversation, great energy, great knowledge, and we just appreciate having you around, man.
I had to go. Don't soften me up now.
Hey, no,
I'll get you next week.
Yeah, no, next week come in with the heat. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, Fish will be here with his facts and a couple bets for today. I mean, we're inside Grow Green right now, and they have everything. I'm talking, you got your active air fans, you got your big lights over there, big pots, little pots, and Joey, what are you doing right now?
Get some sun.
That's not what those lights are for.
Feels nice.
Go to Grow Green MI today to get all your growing needs and a tan. It's Fish. It is now time for Fish's Facts. Fish, I kind of like this setup. I like sitting next to you, man.
It's fine, yeah. I almost scared myself.
You look way bigger than Stick, though, in that picture.
Flex for him, Fish.
Well, I think the chair's all the way up. I hope it is. I'm sure. I try to put the chair up.
All right, Fish, what are your facts for today?
All right, yesterday, Sky Sports in the UK released the most followed athlete on Instagram. And the most followed athlete on Instagram is Cristiano Ronaldo with 267 million followers.
Wow, all right.
That's on the IG? Oh, yeah.
That's on Instagram, yeah.
Wow, LeBron is...
The only American person in there is LeBron James at 80.
Okay.
I just feel like in soccer, it's just such a more universal sport where it's literally worldwide.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the reason why it's a worldwide sport is you don't need anything to play it. You need a ball in an open field, and anybody, anywhere in the world can play soccer. So, you know, of course, it takes a lot to put together a baseball team. It takes a lot to put together a football team.
Basketball.
Yeah, but you still need a hoop. Like, that's harder to mount.
Trash can, anything.
That's harder to mount than throwing two barriers on the ground saying, kick it through that, it's a goal. So,
Right.
so yeah, soccer's massive.
Yeah, and the person on there was a cricketer. It was first ever cricket athlete to have the most followed on Instagram. He was 100 million followers.
For a cricketer?
Yeah.
Damn, that's amazing.
We have stats. Most steals in a game without committing a single foul.
Huh.
You guys know who it is?
That's an interesting stat. I don't know, but
I'm going to say
TJ
it's on the
McConnell.
screen, yeah. TJ McConnell, yeah.
Oh, yeah,
He had
wow.
10 steals in a game without committing a single foul, first time since 1985.
Wow, Eddie Jones is on that list in 1999, and a Rafer Alston. I loved his game.
Wow, I forgot about him.
Rafer was nice. He had a nice game.
Yeah, he was from the And One mixtape tour,
Yeah.
man, and they made it to the league. That doesn't happen often.
And then you alluded to this, Joey, in your news. James Harden went back to Houston last night, and he got 29 points, 10 rebounds, 14 assists. And he is the sixth player in NBA history to record a triple-double in the first game against a former team.
Almost had a quadruple-double with those turnovers, too. 8 turnovers on the night.
That's a dope stat.
That's not good.
No,
what's T.O.?
Yeah, what's the V?
It's
That's why I
turnovers.
didn't-
Turnovers. Okay.
Yeah.
Why
That's
not
I
just
didn't-
T.O.? I'm confused.
So that's why I didn't read that.
Because it's
stat
one
like
of Fish's
someone else.
weird Norwegian sites that he's pulling all this stuff off
No,
of.
this is American, I think.
No, they really did lately change it from TO to TOV. It threw me off.
Because sometimes I think people get confused with timeouts.
Really? How many timeouts did this player have?
Well, that's on Chris Webber's card forever. Ouch. Go ahead, Fish.
On this day in history, Dennis Rodman.
Yeah, my favorite basketball
Dennis
player.
Rodman, career high 34 rebounds in the Detroit Pistons loss.
34
to Indiana,
boards.
1992, March 4th.
And the Pistons version of Dennis Rodman he was just such a humble young kid coming up. Then he turned into Dennis Rodman the Freak, and he was still awesome, still one of my favorite players. But when he was here in that Pistons uniform, I wanted to be the Worm. I really wanted to be the Worm growing up.
And then later he'd go to North Korea, and fun fact, I want to go to North Korea.
That is a fun fact.
I do.
We should send you as an ambassador, Fish.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. All right, what else you got? You got some bets for tonight?
Yeah, Red Wings, Hurricanes. I'm going Red Wings. I got to support the hometown. I know I probably shouldn't, but I got to support them. They're probably going to lose, so Adam's going to win money, but I want the Red Wings to win. They're plus 250. And then Pistons, they play tonight. Knicks are actually looking good. They're gonna beat the Knicks.
Okay. You think they're going to beat the Knicks?
Yeah, they're gonna beat the Knicks. Yeah.
You took the Pistons last night too, didn't you?
Yes, sure. Yes.
And they whooped that ass last night.
They did. Yeah.
Multiple triple doubles. You love to see that out of the Pistons. All right.
Yeah, hopefully they can continue, but I don't think that's gonna happen.
You think Plumlee will have a triple double? I'm putting 5 on my bookie on Plumlee having a triple double
for tonight?
Yep.
I just love seeing Plumlee with 10 assists because he's so clean. I love a big man as clean as he is.
Yeah. So thank you, Fish, for Fish's Facts. He comes on every morning at 9:50 and shares his wealth of knowledge. Now it's time for Joey's Dumbass of the Day.
Good morning, everyone.
Extra, extra, read all about it.
Let's get into Joey's news.
Let's go.
Before you do that, I just want to give It is Joey.
It is time.
Dumbass
To the day.
So I'm the official dumbass of the day for playing your news. Go ahead, Joey.
All right. Whoever thought of this has got to be the horniest person I've ever met.
Are we talking about Dan Schneider?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Just play this clip. The newest thing added to the Milwaukee Bucks arena is something that is going to have you guys looking like, you guys know there's dance cam, right?
Yep.
This might beat the dance cam.
It's going to be some virtual,
Is it better than the hot tub that's at Tropicana Field?
100% better. Just look at this. I want to see Corey on this cam. Like, I just want to see Corey's reaction to this cam when he goes to his next
what do you think it
Milwaukee
is?
Bucks game.
What do you think it is, Corey?
I'm scared. I have no idea. I have no idea.
Fish, what do you think it could be?
From a movie?
It's something
in the face.
I don't know if it's virtual.
Oh wait, you said it's something. It's from one of my favorite quotes.
In the
Corey
face?
guessed it. So it has something to do with Coming to America too?
Nothing to do with it, but in the face.
Oh, and speaking of, Joey, you got to watch Coming to America 2 this weekend, but you can only do it after you watch the first one.
I've seen the first one.
No, you did not.
Yes, I have.
Oh, here it is. All right.
The hand sanitizer cam.
Oh, my God. And it's just splooging all over everybody's
Just
faces.
all over.
Oh, my God.
Look how happy he got. Yeah, let me catch this.
This is
wrong.
This is wrong on so many different levels. That's like as bad as going to the hibachi grill and the guy offering to throw the shrimp in your mouth. That is horrible.
Alex, can you loop that back real quick? I want to watch that one more time.
Well, at the end, they have the Air 5 cam at the end.
The Air 5 cam?
Probably after you sanitize your
Like,
hands.
I just wish someone did it with their mouth. Like, there's got to be someone. There's got to be someone that does it.
Normally, when you see stuff like that, you got to pay like $4.99 for it.
This is the Robert Kraft special.
Look how happy he got. Let me catch it.
Oh, my God.
You know what? You know what? I thought you was gonna go with somebody different for dumbass of the day.
Who else we got?
I was gonna say go off of the vice president of Nike's marketing, Ann Herbert and her son. That was the real.
Do this one too.
All right, so if nobody, I'm gonna talk about this real quick. Ann Herbert, she was the vice president of Nike's sales. She resigned because her son. So it's taking her corporate credit card.
Yeah, baby.
Bought a bot system, and then was using her corporate credit card to buy all of the sneakers off of these apps. So if you ever failed on the sneakers app, that was because of her son. And the idiot posted all of these hordes of shoes on his resale business's website, and when Bloomberg tried to interview him, he didn't want to talk about his family or his mother because he was using his mom's Nike corporate credit card.
So wait, his mom is corporate at Nike, and he's stealing money to buy shoes?
Well, he was buying he was taking her corporate credit card and bought bots to buy these shoes, and he was reselling them on the resale market and making like upwards of a $30,000 profit.
My thing is this: your mom is an executive at Nike. I know she ain't making no chump change.
This is why it's such a gamble to have kids. Honestly, you never know what the hell you're gonna get. You could be the best parent in the world, and this motherfucker's stealing your credit card.
No, I'm not buying that.
I am.
One pair, maybe two pair. You don't notice on the company credit card, but all these shoes.
So
Mom's
you think
a dumbass.
she's the dumbass?
Mom's a dumbass.
Oh no, the kid's the dumbass.
The kid's a genius for that side hustle.
Well, thank you guys for waking up with the Morning Woodward Show this morning. We're here 8 to 10 a.m. Monday through Friday, and thank thank you to everybody who has downloaded the brand new app, which is available for Apple and Android. Just search Woodward Sports Network in whatever store you need to download that at. And thank you to everybody who shared this. We're going to pick somebody to win that True Alpha t-shirt, and we'll DM you later on today. If you're on YouTube and that's where the winner is picked from, we'll make sure we get a hold of you that way. And Twitter, if you retweet, we'll slide in your DMs too.
Can I close this out?
Yeah, go ahead, Joey.
Hey, my name is Stick, and I just want to thank you for watching the Woodward Sports Network. Thank you. Oh, wait, the camera's right there.
Thanks, Full Court.